No,
I'm the
we're
best.
Not.
Yeah, we are.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. So not ready for this. I'm still gonna make coffee.
I mean, I'll do it.
What, make coffee?
Yeah.
Or do the recap? While I make coffee?
I'll do the recap while I'm making coffee in the other room. I'll just have to yell.
Okay.
Okay,
wait.
so what happened?
There you go.
I don't remember.
What the fuck else is new?
We
Oh,
came to
Hello,
T-Rex.
everyone. Hey, Kill.
Yeah.
My monsters over here are kind of dry. Will you bring them a monster?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bring your monster for a monster?
Yeah, I did that last week. I spilled monster on my monsters.
We need a cup holder.
I need to not knock my DM screen over. So this both times that I've spilled monster over here, it's been because of my DM screen falling over.
Why are you eating them?
I don't know. I don't feel like eating them right now. Go get yourself another bag.
So, what's the word on that monster?
Do you want them? I'll make Josh eat them.
No luck.
Wow.
I say, bartender. Bartender, get the fuck in here with that. Get the fuck back in here, bartender.
So, let's see. When last we left our adventurers, this light's gonna bother me. I gotta do this first.
Oh, the windows. It's funny, the cameras are actually zoomed out again to our full table.
Nice.
So that it looks a little different. I like it.
Wait, there are cameras?
We're on
No.
camera?
No.
Okay, so when last we left
Like
our
a trimming
adventurers, let's see. What all happened last week? It was a very, very eventful.
It was busy.
Very interesting.
Very eventful.
Need a monster?
I would love a monster. Oh, you don't have it in your hand. Killing me, man.
Kill is killing
Killing
you?
me.
We started in Suzale still.
Let's see. It was decided. Yes, you started in Suzale. Let's see. Hammer and Shield Inc. decided to move forward with the plan to act on information as to the whereabouts of Salty Eye's father, to travel to the Halleck Forest and find him before moving on to gather information on White Sparrow. Making last-minute preparations, trying to acquire more healing potions, you explored more of Vestamon's home to find the mysterious third floor impenetrably locked and warded after a lockpicking mishap that left Salty Eye somewhat frazzled and sizzled. You did find a few potions, but still you found that this was probably not enough for the dangers you might face on the road, and left you wanting or needing more. You sought out and found the Temple of Fortune, where you met Delvin, a cleric of which you were justifiably suspicious. He seemed to be hawking blessings of fortune to the seedier elements of Suzale, the card sharks, the dice players. In exchange for coin. And with this cleric of fortune, you took your own chances and rolled the dice with him. And after a few quick games, found yourself leaving with a few extra health potions in your bags. You moved on to the livery and found your trip to be quite fruitful. You were able to obtain several very fine, if oddly named, mounts. Let's see. Vestamon received a message at the hands of a high court page from the Lord Magistrate stating that he is eager to return Vestamon to full title and privilege as the King's Wizard. The missive asks him to come to the magistrate's office as soon as he can. Feeling that his party needs him on this dangerous mission at hand, Vestamon decides to join them on a quick adventure north. Leaving Suzail, you saw the city's defenses out in force at the curtain walls with men, women, children, human, dwarf, elf, gnome, and halfling alike being carefully questioned and logged as scrutiny over travelers grow. First day's journey north was uneventful for the most part, seeing what seemed by all appearances normal travelers on the road, merchants, farmers, and the like, until you ran across a group of self-proclaimed refugees. This family had stories, rumors of terrors from the skies, shadows that seemed to feed on fear. These stories had caused them to flee to the safety of Suzail or further south if it meant avoiding this storied city in the sky and the terrors contained there. And so you pressed on. You came to a crossroad, found a small inn. Everyone agrees that stopping for the evening would be safest rather than pressing on through the night, and would provide Lily with a chance to, with the help of the party, to get to know her captive T-Rex a little bit better. This T-Rex being held in the crystal decanter that Ember had received at a temple in Port Nyanzaru. You purchased and somehow managed to transport a very old cow from the innkeeper, and again through some very, very careful planning and some very, very fortunate dice rolls. The dice gods were smiling on you last week. It now seems that Lily has a new animal companion.
A T-Rex.
Name's Spock.
Spock.
Much to the joy of most in the party, but most notably to Ember. So, caught up in the moment that she wasn't able to let the moment go, and swept Lily up and took her back to the end, where so little sleep was had. The next morning you continued north and east, your travels bringing you to a gorge over a rapidly flowing river and a bridge where you found a troll demanding, of all things, a toll. After a short exchange, you were able to ascertain that this troll was in fact just misunderstood and just trying to do his job. And so you poured on the charm and a little coin, and managed to become what appears to be the first real friends that this misunderstood troll has ever had. He gives you what he believes to be the precise location of the mercenary camp that you were looking for. With his help, with the instructions he gave you, you were able to find this encampment and devise a plan. You disguised yourselves as slave traders and approached. Those in the camp demanded to know how you knew their location, and there was a name called out that would have been one of the known aliases of what is believed to be Salty Eye's father, and it was not well received. As a matter of fact, it provoked an attack from those in the camp. It was a quick but furious and decisive battle as all the known enemies were to be dead, with Salty Eye's father captured. He's bound and restrained over what was the fire pit where a pig had been roasting previously. And during the course of an interrogation, he states that he remembers Saliana, but he is not her father. Her mother had laid with another, and her father's true father's name, is one very privileged, rich resident of Suzale that goes by the name of Tam.
Sorry.
Roger.
God.
And that is the edited version of the recap from last week. I cut 2,000 words out of it.
Oh,
Yeah. I've seen the essay.
Did you write it to multiply?
So, here we are as dusk gathers here. It's getting into the sun is just starting to set, but here amongst the trees, it's the light is late in the day. The dead are all around you. There's one. Wait, what's his name?
Charter.
Charter. Bound over the spent coals of this fire pit. What would you like to do?
I want to ask more questions of Charter first.
While she's talking, I'm just gonna keep spinning the pit that he's on.
So
I
he's
thought he
going
was
to-
tied to
he's
it
going
like
to-
this.
So he doesn't
Yeah,
get
he
cooked
is
on
tied.
one
He is
side.
tied
Tied like this.
like this.
Yeah.
So you can't spin him because he's not tied like around it. He's tied to it like
Damn
this.
it.
I'm trying.
Just make it tighter.
I think we should, after you quiz him, I think we should use him, like, let him become one of Mystios' henchmen.
Oh, fuck that shit.
No,
No.
he's dying.
But he's not even really your father.
I'm going to the blonde little shit that I killed with my axe, the pretty boy. And I would like to check over his body while this is happening.
Okay. Your are you looking for anything in specific, or what? Are you just looking him over?
Well, the way he was described, it sounded like he had nobility about him. You know, he was a very prim and proper looking dude.
Oh, the barbarian.
Yeah, up until the hex took him. So I'm looking for some kind of, because if he's nobility, he's got some trinket that would show him belonging to a particular house. I'm curious if there's anything on him.
Okay. Make your investigation check then. You're looking for something specific.
13.
13. Yes, you. As you're patting him down and you're looking, you do find a coin purse that has 22 gold pieces that have a seal that you don't recognize. And he has as you're going through the pockets of his pants, you notice that the belt that he's wearing, the buckle, has the image of a sparrow.
Does the buckle pop off easily, or is it something that's like woven through the belt?
It's something that you can that you could take off very easily.
I'm gonna pocket that.
Okay.
Is it something I see as well, the buckle?
Yeah, I mean you're looking around as you're scouting the remains of everyone here.
Does that sparrow look like it could be one of the emblems for White Sparrow?
I'm thinking that, yes.
Yes. It very closely resembles.
Perhaps in our absence, Tam has set up, or not Tam, Lord White Sparrow has set up some sort of agreement with these people. So I'm thinking we might need it for passage.
And check all of them for it.
If I remember correctly, White Sparrow had problems with bandits before we came by as well, before we started meeting there.
I remember there were men who looked at the other Dragonborn we had, Chris Silverstein. They said that they hadn't seen us before, so us being Dragonborn, they didn't know what to think of us. And I didn't think of them as bandits, but perhaps they could
The
have been.
piss boots bandits didn't remind you of bandits?
Not quite, no. If they were, they just sucked.
I'm gonna walk around and loot the camp.
I'd like to go inside one of the buildings and look inside, search the buildings, see what's in there that we might could use.
Okay.
I remember the one that was like he came out of the John the outhouse.
That was
There was that build. Yeah, I know the building to the next to it.
The building to the right of it?
Yes. If you're inside facing out to the right.
Wait.
But they do their thing. I'm just letting you know that I'm going to go investigating.
So you're checking the building to the right. That would put you at the other end of the camp to the left.
Yeah.
As you push open the door to the building on the left, there's a gory scene off in the corner. It looks as if instead of using the woods or some other place, it looks as if that someone had been using this corner of this room that was. You see like a few beds, but in the corner there's with the remains of a lamb. It looks like it was slaughtered and not very neatly.
What was it? Parts of it cut off to be eaten?
It looks like it's been disemboweled. The throat has been cut. The eyes have been popped out. There are bloody holes in the face.
Yeah, well, lamb eyes are good to eat, you know. I wonder if that troll did this. Well, I want to just go with I'm not going to touch it. I want to take my staff and move shit around, move stuff around the beds and around the loose baggage on the floor and everything, all the bags and stuff.
Okay, as you go through a couple of the bunks and a couple of the beds and start moving stuff with your staff. Bits of bedding fall out, hit the floor. You do find one hidden bag. It's got about 25 silver. It's got 25 silver pieces in it. You move on to the next bed. You move it aside. You find something that looks like a tattered black cloth that falls to the floor. You move on to the next bed.
Do I spread out the cloth to see if there's
I don't know,
any?
that's up to you. I mean,
I want to spread the cloth out to see if there's any emblem on it. Pick it up and look at it, see if there's any kind of emblem.
As you spread the cloth out, you realize that it's like a black cloak. One that it looks almost ceremonial in nature. It looks like it's got little bits of it's a black heavy sackcloth, but it's got little bits of silk woven around it.
So it could have been something that these bandits stole from a rich person.
Of course, could be. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll keep searching.
Okay. And as you move further, and there's normal, you find that there's like a hairbrush and some grooming items. As you move further and further, you find a small canvas bag that has one ruby inside. It doesn't look to be of the greatest quality, but it's large. It's the size of a golf ball.
So I could actually use it to trade for something.
Absolutely, bro. Sure,
Okay,
I'm sure you could.
I'll take that in the coins.
Off in the corner, you find a wooden box, 6 black candles, a raven's feather, and a piece of chalk.
Is this? Do I assume this to be to make some kind of spell or magic or some type of ritual?
With your high arcana knowledge, you would assume that this was probably some sort of ritual casting components.
Well, I want to take it out and see if Ember or somebody else knows what it might mean, or
Okay, cool.
So I just take the box and because just see if any of my other comrades might know what this might be. I know it's got to be used for some kind of ritualistic thing.
Okay.
It could be
Okay, so
it could mean nothing to us, but to somebody else.
okay, so
It might be good.
so you're gonna take this and just move back outside.
Yeah.
So you move back outside, Armaeus.
Yes.
Okay, while he's over there, looking through the building on the left, the building on the right, you crack the door open, and the light spills in. You hear from the corner a low moan.
Is it me? No, I'm kidding. A low moan. Can I identify what it is? What does it sound like? Does it sound like an
And
animal
just
or
crack
human?
the door. So make a perception check.
21.
21. It doesn't sound animal. It does sound humanoid.
Might need to. Okay, I'm just gonna yell out, "Come on out now before I draw my pistols. We've already taken out your entire camp."
You hear the clinking of chains, and leaning forward into the light, as motes of dust float through the air, you see a very large but very feminine face lean into the light, hands raised with massive iron manacles around the wrists and chains, heavy iron chains. The links in this chain are almost as big around as your wrist. As she raises them up and she says,
Help.
Awesome.
would you please, if you would describe yourself real quick, so that
Okay.
everybody will know what they see when they see you.
So I'm 10 feet tall, 10 feet 1 inches tall. Excuse me, that 1 inch
That
is
inch
important.
counts.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Big
does.
deal. I'm half giant.
No, you are Goliath.
I'm a Goliath. Oh. So yeah, and big ab, like shoulder length purple hair, and I'm like pale as fuck.
So shoulder length purple hair, very pale, 10'1", quite a hardy individual.
What are you?
Goliath.
Yeah, she's basically halfway in between human and giant.
I walk in, I see her chained up, and I said, "Have you been captured by the bandits?"
Yeah.
Well,
What does it look like?
You're right. What was I thinking?
Because I'm for fun.
You know what? You're right. Here, let me help you out, and I'll try and break the chains with my hangman's post. Just smash it.
Okay.
It's the best I have. Or can I see if there's just like something nearby to unlock it with?
Okay, cool. Yeah, make a
That
perception check.
probably would be a better idea.
Make a perception.
Yeah, you might break a wrist.
22.
Looking around this room, there are other chains hooked to the walls and empty manacles No, one body in the corner that's still chained to the wall looks to be an elf that's passed away very, very recently.
Do you smell that? Has it started to smell bad yet? I don't want to go over there.
No,
Okay, cool.
should be fine.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to smell a corpse right now. I'm gonna walk over and I'm just gonna. And I'm going to investigate it. See.
Check out the corpse.
Yeah, to see if there's like something on it that I could use.
Okay, very plainly dressed. Humble, very humble attire. That has definitely seen better days. As you approach, the smell does kind of hit you. That this female elf has probably been here for a while. She doesn't look necessarily emaciated, but thinner than most. There's a plate of food on the floor. The food that's on the floor beside this now not moving, not living body, the food looks like it's been sitting there for a couple of weeks.
Looks like he's been gone for a while, or she's been gone for a while.
She looks like she's actually not, I wouldn't say, she's only been dead for
A little while.
Yeah. But the food has been there for you can surmise from what you see here that she's just refused to eat.
Giant, what's your name?
Tutu?
A fitting name. Let me help you out. Here, this is what I'm gonna do for you. You seem very stout. Why don't you try seeing if you can pull the chains off and getting them out while I pull on them as well to help you break them loose.
Can I come walking in and just be like, I can just try to pick the lock?
This is more incredible, but this is more fun.
I'm rude. This is what I do.
Hi.
I just picture Mistio's been watching this whole thing. He's like, I can help.
Literally, like, 30 seconds. No, you know what? Now I want to watch.
Hold on.
Is she bound to the wall, or is she bound hands together like this?
No, she's there's two chains that go from her. She lifts her hands to show you. It's like they and stop short. There's these heavy links go back to the floor behind her, where there's a heavy plate that looks like it's riveted into the stone floor.
Do the chains look thick?
There is big around each chain link.
Yeah.
There's a big link.
Okay,
each
yeah,
link is as big. The metal is as big around as your wrist.
I was hoping to do something super impressive, and just have her just rip the chains, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Mistios!
I'm in the room.
Oh, hey man, what's up?
Hi.
He's that stealthy.
Hey, my friend Tutu here has been captured by the bandits.
That's your friend.
Well, I just met her.
Okay.
She seems nice.
Of course.
Does she want snoo snoo?
Does she? If so, I know a really bearded dwarf that's down.
Don't go assuming stuff. Don't go.
What's up? What's up? What you need?
Hold on, don't you?
I'm gonna put a chip
Can you
in your
pick
coffee.
can you pick the locks? Get her out of here.
Sure. For 22.
Very easily, the locks. You take your lockpick tools and you go into the manacles and realize this fucking lock is massive. You take your tools and stick them together, jam it down in there, thing like this. And he takes his finger and sticks it down inside the lock and goes, and they one by one, they fall away. And there takes the lockpick tools and just kind of slides them back into his sleeve.
There. Tutu, you can stand up now. Stretch your legs.
I have baby hands because of tiny penis.
You should run for president.
So, thanks.
Here you go.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Glad I could help. You're welcome.
Meanwhile,
My name's Arme.
Thing.
Tutu. My name is Armaeus, and this is Mystios. We have a few people here, and we've killed all the bandits. I think we can get you out of here.
All
Where?
of them?
Yes, I believe so.
What if she's a bandit?
What if you're a bandit?
Is she a bandit?
Well, I don't think I'd still be chained to the wall, or I might have known where the keys were if that was the case.
What if she was a bad bandit? And she got chained to the wall.
Bad bandit. Bad.
Bad!
How long have you been in this camp?
I don't know.
Is this a
It's been about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks then.
And where do you come from?
Where'd you go?
I've always just worked in taverns. Traveled around a little bit, but stayed traveling from tavern to tavern.
Well, we're not far from Zuzail. We can get you back. We can get you back to town. Get you back on your feet. We have a whole group with us. Do you want to come with? I'm sure we're gonna be heading back there before too long.
I think I could do that.
All right, come with us.
It was on stream for a second.
And then I'm gonna walk outside with you too, and I'm gonna introduce her to everybody. Guys, this was one of the bandits trapped in there. You have to look up at her.
She was a bandit that was trapped in there?
No.
Or she was trapped in there
She
by
was
bandits?
trapped by the bandits.
Don't we
Who
have
the,
a
Should choose
who
your
the fuck are
wordings
you
there.
calling bandits?
Shut up.
I'm gonna slap him.
clarification, sir?
Sir.
Weren't there a couple of others that one of them that we were holding up in the air? One of the bandits that was being held up in the air.
Are you asking the DM or are you
Yes,
asking?
yeah, the DM. I'm asking you. There were a couple that we didn't kill that we just had.
There's an archer that was on the ground, and there's one that is in the claws of. Didn't you pick one up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
in your red
Still
dragon,
holding
in your red
claws.
dragon form, you're
Yeah,
you're
you're up there
polymorphed right
holding
now. You still have one pinned down in your polymorph dragon form. So you have an unconscious archer. You have
Clarence, whatever his name is.
you have one that's being held down by a young red dragon, Ember's form of a young red dragon, and you have Charter, who is getting agitated at being called a bandit.
I feel like I'm sitting there like tossing this young little posh dude's corpse. I turn back and Artemis, what do you mean? Fuck me, you're huge. I'm sorry, I have never
Nice to
seen
meet you too.
never seen a person as large as you.
Tutu, this is Ivan. He is the tank of our group. He's a large dragonborn, as you can see.
Apparently not anymore. Reaching out to shake hands.
So he's
Large and in charge.
dragon man reaches a hand up to you, and her hand reaches out, and it just kind of, it's like all of a sudden it's like you're reminded of when your father would hold your hand, how big his hands would seem as he reaches out and takes your hand. You're in her massive one, and you feel the gentle strength, but a very firm squeeze. And for a second, you like your eyes go wide as you realize the strength of the power behind those hands.
Okay. Look, I need these to work. I cannot be like that guy. What is his name? Baddy. I can't be like Baddy. I need working hands. It's important. But thank you. It's good to meet you.
Just huge. Hey,
Visios, the fuck are you doing?
fuck you.
There's shit to steal. Get to it.
Is it stealing if they're already dead?
Yeah, it is a grave robbing at this point.
I'm making my way back to the unconscious archer. I'm just
Okay.
gonna go ahead and just tie his ankles.
Okay. I believe actually we did. You already took care of that last session. He's bound. He's bound.
I'm gonna go
Still unconscious.
I'm just gonna go ahead and start, I guess, looting the dead bodies. Just
Okay.
any gold.
There's
I'm just gonna look down at the one in between my fingers and let a little fire come out of my mouth as I glare.
okay, and you feel you've got one of your claws across, or one of your hands on his chest, and squeezing gently, and you staring him down, and he's shaking. you can feel him trembling beneath your dragon hand, your dragon formed claw hand. You can feel the other hand, like the ground beginning to get wet, where his hip is laying right next to your hand. You're now kind of standing in his pee. As he has just completely relieved himself because he's so frightened of you.
Sure, that looks scary too. My face of disgust.
Yeah, and as the tip of your dragon snout goes while you're staring him down.
Yes, some grossness.
All right, okay. On the body, on the rest of the bodies in the camp, as you're going around what's left of them, you find let's see, one second. Let's have to roll this part. A total of between copper, silver, and gold. A total of it's going to be 76 gold pieces. So we're just going to say gold in total, but be a bunch of mundane weapons. One dagger that looks like a ceremonial dagger. That has carved into the steel blade. There's a portrait of a woman with a serpent wrapped around her right leg, and 3 talismans depicting a black sun.
Oh.
You wanna loot the one that's under me?
No, I'm not going to touch P.
What if he has a lot of money?
It's P money.
Oh, look, a gold piece. No, it's just copper. Gross.
Ember, do you want some help with that one?
Just toss him over to you.
Oh shit! Just grab him and put him on the ground.
He's wet.
Just like get sprinkled with peas.
It's not the first.
Oh shit! My hamster. I'm going to go examine the troll to see if the hamster had stopped there or gone past the troll.
I wonder if the hamster's gonna get pissed off about you using him as a lacrosse ball.
I'm wondering if it's a jacketed hollow hamster or is it a full metal hamster?
It's full metal hamster.
I still think it's your mother in disguise.
It could be.
That'd be really funny.
That would be funny.
Mom!
Sorry, Mom.
Mom, go!
Just wait my turn. You can say something.
Okay, so what were you doing?
I'm just gonna help Ember secure that guy.
Okay.
Well, if you don't want to touch him, I'll come over and search him. I don't give a shit about his pee. I can wash my hands off with some wine or something. I want to search his body and see if I can find any gold on him.
Ivan goes over and finishes trussing him up. There's odd bits of rope and the stacks of boxes around, and you're able to and get him where he's bound, and you're free. You're free now. Ivan's got him bound. You can do whatever you like. You go search the troll's body, and again you find a very clear entry wound.
Yeah.
In the front of the chest where the hyalide hamster had just pierced, and as you heave and struggle and flip him over, you see a much larger exit wound out the back of him where it had flown straight through him. It did so much damage.
I look in the beeline direction of the back of the troll where he fell. Is there any indication that the hamster destroyed a tree in the process or something?
No. Okay. Perception check.
Okay.
Just what I do to my
18.
18?
Yeah.
You look straight as you get a bearings on where you had been standing, and you look at the troll, and you look down. There's off about just 10 feet outside of the camp, you can see a place where something had hit a tree and a large pine and knocked a chunk of bark out of it.
I'm just gonna keep following it.
Okay.
Guys, I'll be right back.
All right, we'll catch up when we're done with Charter.
Hey, we're going to help Tutu back to Suzelle. Make her feel welcome. We're trying to get her back on her feet.
But we're going to White Sparrow to find her child.
Well, we actually kind of want to.
I'll work wherever I find work. Place is unimportant.
Don't we want to go back to
All
Suzanne?
right.
Okay. This is an important moment. Okay. They hear this conversation.
Actually, we both have work to do in Suzelle. If you guys want to go off and do your thing, we have stuff that has to be done.
And we can take her back to Suzelle.
That's up to her.
Well, right, but Vestron, you remember you already sent word through Hal that you would be gone for a few days.
Well, to be fair too, I think Lily and I have business in Suzelle as well.
So if you guys want to go off and do your thing, that is fine. But
yes,
I
think the fewer of you that go to Suzelle, the better, because then you would be less.
You mean White Sparrow?
To White Sparrow, it would be a lot less conspicuous.
I mean, we have no reason to be.
You're a champion there, so you'd be welcome with open arms.
Hammer and Shield are champions. Everybody who claims a duck is considered the champion in White Sparrow.
And you guys all have ducks.
Well,
congratulations.
Most of us. Tutu.
I have to see her crush someone with her hands, and then she gets a duck.
But
she must murder with her bare hands.
Regardless, we need to make a decision. I don't want us to split. I know Saliana wants to get her child.
I think the group's large enough. If we split, it's not going to cause too much harm.
We're not going to all die. I mean, let alone if we. I mean, how far is it's like what, a few days travel?
From here.
Plus we got polymorphing people. We can fly.
About another day.
Yeah.
To get to White Sparrow. Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
Yes, I think it'd be fine if everybody does a little thing. A little break.
Don't.
Xenophon.
Yes.
I'm hurt.
Well, you were too busy looting, so
Okay.
maybe come to me in an hour.
Okay.
After I continue sleeping?
That bearded woman scares me too.
Xenophon's. What he said.
Tiny people. They scare me
What
too.
is your word? Where was you?
I mean, this is going. Look, you can do this whenever you want. I'm not on death's door by any means, but my.
How many of us suffered injuries?
You see that big fat son of a bitch with a hole in his chest?
Was that the question
He
I
hits
asked?
me with a pig.
I don't think that was the question I asked, Ivan.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How many of us suffered injuries?
A few. I know Armeas and I. No.
No, not at all.
Saliana, were you hit at all?
Only in my feelings.
She'll be okay.
I feel like Celiana's getting a little antsy and she really wants to talk to her dad, so this might be a conversation to finish after.
Fair enough, and I'll finish trussing up that dude. Just put his face in the dirt. And
Okay.
just keep him quiet.
He's absolutely terrified. So
I'm gonna look at Charter and. So you're saying Roderick Tam is my father?
he went by the name Tam. I don't know his. After I found out that your mother wasn't, well, I kind of always knew that she always ended up with money that, well, that I didn't give her, and the kind of money that she came up with on her own, you don't get by slinging drinks. And I knew that she'd been hanging out with some sort of noble folk. I just, well, got rid of you because of my anger at her.
Who was my mother?
Doesn't matter now.
I use detect thoughts. Who's the mother?
She went by the name of Queen Latifah.
As you probe into the surface thoughts of his mind,
You suck.
Pretty good. I spill my beer.
I spilled my ale.
it's okay.
Oh, thank you.
Apple cider cleans velvet. It's okay.
Does it?
Oh, wait a minute. That's apple cider vinegar. What have you done? As you skim the surface thoughts of his mind with detect thoughts, you sense intense regret, and intense admiration at the same time. That you sense in his thoughts that he's very proud of the person that Saliana's become. He's very, very impressed with her, and he has intense regret about the relationship that he gave up because of his anger with her mother.
If I try prying deeper, would I find a name? Because they are still talking about the mother.
Let's see. And as you probe a bit deeper into his mind, as his eyes are intense on Saliana, his eyes casting up to her face, then back down to the ground, and then eyes locking resolutely with hers, as his chest swells with pride for a moment. You feel a quick shiver of fear, then you detect the thought that he's certain that his death that's coming has been worth it because of by sending her away, he gave her a better life than she could have ever had with her mother. Her mother, Eileen.
I say nothing, but let them continue their conversation.
Again, and then another quick flash of fear passes through his mind as you detect the thought that dying here right now, at least having something to be proud of, is much better than a fate that if he had to return to White Sparrow. And what if he had to face the wrath of Lord White Sparrow and the pits?
She's going to say, almost say father, but catch herself and Charter.
Yes, Saliana.
I just need to know a couple more questions. And I have my my rapier in one hand and I'm holding it firmly
And he's still tied.
Yeah.
And just looking you dead in the eye now. Trying not to show any emotion at all. He's just, you know, he's got his chest puffed out and he's actually sort of leaning towards your blade as he's got his eyes locked with you.
When was the last time you saw my son?
They'll kill him if I tell you anything.
Please, I need to know. I already know that they're using my son because he was born on a full moon. Do you know about this?
The child born under the blood moon, the full moon?
Yes.
Their son wasn't born under the blood moon. That's you.
That's me.
You're the child of the blood moon.
Dun, 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 dun.
Do we need to kill her?
What does that mean? Why do they need children born under the blood moon's blood?
I don't know. But that's why they have your son. They mean to use him as bait for you.
Do you know if he's safe?
No. No. No, none of us are. That's why I'm here now.
You were hiding?
If me and my band of mercenaries didn't fight for the White Sparrow cause, they would kill the child.
At this point, I'm going to whisper to her what I discovered from his thoughts without him hearing, and that he's worried about going back to White Sparrow for whatever reason.
And I want to ask him, I want to step up and ask him, why do they want Miss Saliana, why do they want her so badly? Did she hold some kind of special magic or secret or anything for them?
And I'm going to tell you the other thing, too. Yeah, just everything.
Did they want her for
Just so he doesn't want to say it and tell you.
no, ritualistic purposes? To do some ritual with her?
I can only assume. I don't know.
Well,
I don't.
being
all
as
I
how
know,
they have your grandson,
well,
it seems like they would told you why they were holding him and why they want as bait for her.
Look, all I know is they were going to kill the child. And I had to keep them from doing that.
Is he at the castle, at White Sparrow's castle, or someplace else?
He's somewhere inside of White Sparrow.
Well, Ivan, looks like I've got to go with you now.
I don't think that's such a good idea anymore.
And I think my business in Suzelle can wait. We have to rescue this child.
I agree. It appears that there's some changes with the Lord White Sparrow.
Now, now Miss I is in danger. If she goes, so we'll have to disguise her.
Oh,
But they don't really know what you look like, my dear, do they? They know.
When we talked to Skakis, someone already whispered about me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Maybe it was your
Hold,
father.
wait.
Charter, have you ever
We'll explain.
have you ever spoken or whispered with someone named Skakis?
So, you've met Skakis?
Yes, and that's how I found your location.
Oh, no, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Why is that good?
Oh, yes. People like you and me don't just meet Skakis.
Just
If you talk to Skakis, the Dragonborn, Regal, we're talking about the same Skakis.
yes, the monocle.
Yeah, that means somebody wanted you to talk to Skakis. Skakis is not the kind of creature that you just go and, meet in a tavern.
If you make a deal with Skakis, though, does that one keep his promises?
If you made a deal with Skakis, I would say that's probably one of the most important deals of your life. That is an incredibly powerful person. Information, the kind of information that Skakis deals in, is the kind of information that can ruin kingdoms, take down nobility, set entire portions of the world ablaze, can cause forces, unimaginable forces, not of this plane, to be unleashed. That is the kind of power is in the knowledge of the networks of Skakis.
Did you speak to Skakis about me, though?
Oh no. I'm just a simple mercenary. My band here, we don't. We know things, and we've spoken to the agents. We've spoken to the agents of Skakis, but never to herself.
So it sounds like we really need to go back and take care of it.
You met her bodyguards.
Yeah.
He begins trembling. I'm afraid that we may all be in deeper than any of us planned then.
Yeah, the tieflings are with Skakis.
Emma and Norrell.
Yeah.
Did they speak to you?
Somewhat. We had a brief discussion, but nothing.
With Emma and Norrell. And you spoke with Skakis?
Yes.
You're still alive.
Skakis wanted to have a drink with me after. And she knew my favorite wine. What? Should I be careful?
I'd say someone's already looking out for you.
In a good way?
If you spoke to that 3 and you're still alive, and you made a deal with them, then yeah, someone's looking out for you in a good way. Any one of you that came in contact with them.
So, Miss I, you must be a lot more important to these people that are holding your son than you even do. And you search your mind, you don't even know what it could be.
Do you think they're using your son as bait?
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said, to get to her.
Yes.
And so,
That's a
what I'm
bastard
saying
plan.
is,
What
she
I
must
want
have
to
something
know-
special within her they want to draw out.
She was
They want my blood.
She was
Okay, so using my my knowledge of Arcana, can I piece anything together with the blood moon and blood of a child? Is that specific enough for me to realize exactly what's going on?
Make an Arcana check.
And I was just doing that. Oh.
That is a crystal ball. You can't roll. You can't roll a sphere.
It identifies as a D20.
Because she told me everything.
Let's see. I got 17, by the way.
17.
Give me ball.
As all of this does seem, there's some ritualistic magic that was taught way back a long time ago with the Chantry that had to do with summoning that you had read about in books, but they were books that you snuck from the library, so at the time you didn't understand, it was way above your comprehension level, but you do know that these components had something to do with summoning.
And it's of nefarious intent.
Or it's summoning. I mean,
Okay.
it's summoning, and if it's a blood summoning, then you can probably surmise that it would be nefarious.
Okay.
No, it's just what rich people do.
Charter. Why are you scared to go back to White Sparrow?
Some men come to power because of their deeds and actions. Some lay claim to power because of bloodlines. Some claim power because of alliances. And the alliances of White Sparrow, that's not something I care to face.
Why? What are they? Who are they?
Are they aligned with the city in the sky, Midland?
I've heard tale of Midland, but to me it all sounds like bullshit. I haven't seen it before. But the cries coming from White Sparrow Keep and the strange glow from the hills beyond tell me that it's all too real. There's something about White Sparrow that just feels wrong. The Temple of Light was repurposed. The elven clerics there were all skinned alive.
Oh.
And well, they don't. The temple is, well, being put to use for what seems to be a much darker purpose now.
Have you heard a name?
And whose temple is this?
Have you?
They've removed all emblems from the outside of the temple. I just know that they take people in, and well, I just wish I knew where they put that many bodies because they're never coming out.
You think there may be an underground passage where they're transporting these people someplace else?
Probably a big dumpster.
I don't know.
Well, it's either that or they're being eaten.
Did they?
I mean, I'm a little bit famished. I could eat something.
And there is a famine going on.
Arthur, if you're afraid to be in the company of people from White Sparrow, why do you have one among you? And I'll hold up dude's belt buckle. Why keep company with those you're afraid of?
He was put with our band to sort of keep an eye on us to make sure that we didn't turn coat on Lord White Sparrow.
And you, and I'll lift up dude who's like, under my boot essentially. Just kind of lift him up. When's the last you've been to White Sparrow?
I don't go to White Sparrow. I just go wherever Parcel does.
Who's Parcel?
Have you heard that name before?
Who's Parcel?
He's pointing at your dad, or the guy who's not your dad.
Oh.
Dad.
Father.
You mean Charter?
Farter.
Charter, Dog, Parcel. He's got dozens of names. I don't even keep up with them now. I call him Parcel because, well, I met him when he wouldn't tell me his name for the first 3 weeks we worked together, but we had to deliver a parcel together. That's just what I called him. So.
Okay, Ivan, you can shut him up. We'll put him back in the ground. Charter.
You are.
No, I'm not gonna away. I was given liberties.
My friend here read your thoughts. I know who my mother is. Do you know where she is?
She's. Last I heard. Last thing I heard, she was. Last I heard, she was in Marzember, doing poorly. Her health was failing.
I was just in Marzember.
An amazing city, isn't it?
Delicious.
Delish.
I suppose you don't have anything else to tell me, do you?
Just that I'm really, really happy to see that you turned out good. Yeah.
No thanks to you.
Makes me happy that you didn't end up with the likes of me or your ma. You turned out nice and strong. You didn't turn out to be somebody
like you?
Yeah, like me. Or I don't want to talk bad about your mother, but I'm glad you look like you got people that'll watch your back and like you'd have their backs too. That's good. That's important. Because I mean, people like me, my allegiance can be bought. It has for so long. Being a sellsword, working for whoever's got the most gold, Well, it may put a lot of coin in your pocket, but it doesn't do a lot to feed the soul. So,
Just saying, speaking of gold in our pocket, pretty sure White Sparrow would pay a lot for him. I know you want to kill him, but just food for thought.
I'm gonna just look at him for a moment, and I'm gonna raise my rapier, and I'm gonna cut the ropes on his hands. No, it's not lit.
So you were gonna try to spit roast him over something that wasn't burning?
He's just having a conversation. Just, I'm trying to tell you that.
as his hands fall, he's like, takes one step for you and towards you and says, "No, what are you doing? This is not supposed to end like this.
I'm gonna go get the chains. The ones that...
Your sword. He bares his throat to you. His hands up. Like, this was meant to be.
Why do you want to die so bad?
You said we can use it. Right?
Sell them.
It's your father. Come on.
And he was an asshole, so let's sell him. It's an Norwegian.
Because it's my time. I did you wrong, and it finally caught up with me. At least, knowing that you turned out the way you did, at least now I can die proud.
But, Charter, you're not even her real father, so you shouldn't die at her hand. Look, Saliana, Miss I'm all for stabbing people, you know that. But I think you just...
Does it seem like she was about to stab him? She just
I think you
freed
should
him.
spare this man, and maybe he could be of some use to us.
Yeah. Give him to White Sparrow, throw him in the fucking pit, get the money, let's go.
As much as I...
And everybody said, lawful good.
As much as I want to stab him and bury him,
Kiss him.
Roast him.
he still technically raised me as a child. And he still stuck his neck out to protect my son. As best as he could, I suppose.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he does deserve to die to my hand, but he should pay for the justice.
Saliana. Maybe I didn't... well, there's no maybe to it. I did you wrong by sending you away, by selling you. But I can't regret the decision that I made because of the way you turned out. But perhaps maybe there is a chance for redemption for me. And he gets down on one knee in front of you, and he takes off his gloves and says, I swear by all the gods and all that I have fought for, and by what little honor is left in me, I swear I will help you. I will do everything in my power to help you retrieve your son.
Can I tell that he's genuine?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, can we all do that?
Yeah, I thought that too, but not my place.
18.
18. There is an admiration, a hope in his eye. It's like all of a sudden you realize that the whole reason for him being here and being in this mercenary camp and fighting was to protect your son in the first place, he means this with every ounce of his being. He wants to be your ally. He wants to be. He'll do whatever it takes. He's already sacrificed a lot just to be here. It took him a lot for him to go and leave your son where he was, but he was doing it because he was really left with no choice.
I want to step up and say, what about these other two scallywags? Can they be trusted, or do I need to slit their throats?
No, those guys will fuck you over in a second for a fucking.
Alright, kill him.
Yes, I think.
Wait.
Yes, Ivan.
We need evidence that we disposed of the bandits. And I'll hold up, homeboy. Evidence.
Do most
Fireball.
people know what you look like, Charter? Or are you just a name? A ghost?
No, that's why I have so many names. I've got at least 35, 40 names. I've got a different name in every town.
Alright, well then, that is what was the bandit name they wanted? For that wanted poster?
That was just bandits north of Suzail. That was all it said. There was no particular name.
Don't we have a rogue that can put makeup on one of them to make them look different?
He tried that once. He looked like a fucking like a stage performer. It was weird.
Remember, we were doing a stage performance.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just say that's the lead bandit. And if he
So what are
tries
you
to
saying,
say-
Ivan? You want to take this other one back, or what do you want to do with it? Put him in this bag of holding?
I
What do you
don't
want
think
to
we
do with
should
it?
go to White Sparrow.
You saying evidence? What do you?
Hey,
Just go with his head.
If you're bait, you have
Just
a
take
lot
his
of
head.
time. It's
Just
them
take his head.
that's waiting.
Yeah,
on
just
you.
So simple.
1 second. What is it you want to accomplish?
I want to get my son.
But you need to prove that you destroyed bandits on the road?
No, there's in Suzail. This is an opportunity to make some pocket change. There's bandits wanted in Suzail, located in the north. We thought this was your lot.
Why not just decapitate all the dead bodies and say these were all the bandits?
That makes a big mess.
Okay, then.
I just cleaned my armor.
No, the lady has a point.
I do
And
have
if you-
this, and
you
I
take-
lift my eye patch.
You take and put all of these heads in a bag, and hold on a second. Do you hold it? And he starts backing away, and he moves over to the door of one of the central houses, and he pulls the door open. It's kind of musty smell, and you can see, and he goes in, and he comes back out, and he brings forth a sword. It's an absolutely gorgeous fucking rapier. That has around it a black velvet bag. It is here. This, with these heads, will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you destroyed the bandits. You recovered this from the camp.
I grab it.
Okay.
And it would put us in better standing with Suzail, proving that we're more on their side.
Again, I'm thinking we are left out.
So that is the sword and the right hand of Prince Oldian. Prince Oldian, he was sent north as an emissary.
Is his sword?
Yes, it's his sword and his right hand with the crest of Suzail
Prince,
still on the in the ring is still on the hand in the black velvet bag.
Prince who?
Prince Oldian.
O-L-I-E-N.
O-L-D-Y-O-N. Oldian.
O-L-V.
O-L-D-Y-O-N.
And how do we explain that we knew this is what we should bring over? Just
Are we supposed to give this to the?
on a sword.
Well, he was sent north 2 months ago, and he never returned. He was sent north as an emissary.
Who killed him?
From where? From where was he sent?
Suzail.
From Suzail.
Do you know who killed him?
What? I know.
Yeah, one of White Sparrow's henchmen.
Yeah, and all these heads look rough and look like they'd be the heads of bandits, so why not?
But if we bring these heads of these bandits and his hand, Won't it look like we killed the people that killed him?
No, I think if we present the heads and say we killed bandits and looted them and said we found this with the crest.
Yeah, and we recognize the crust.
Look, if you want to go and strengthen your alliance in Suzail and do and collect your coin, if that's the issue, this is your answer. If you want to go to White Sparrow now, I can go, but I can go with you, but I have to be very careful. That is the one town where they all know me. I was paraded through the streets as the new champion of White Sparrow.
Oh, what a coincidence. We were champions.
What did you do to earn that title?
I fought in King White Sparrow's tournament and won.
The pit?
No.
No,
No,
this is something that you enter willingly. We did it when we were in Suzail. Or in White Sparrow.
Yes.
Wait. You're the champions who never returned?
About
Yes.
2 years ago.
You're the champions of White Sparrow? You are the stuff of legend. Lord White Sparrow, pardon me, King White Sparrow is awaiting your return. He said the day his champions return is the day that the march south begins.
Motherfucker.
What's the mark south?
That's
The march south
For
to reclaim
Suzail.
Suzail,
That's when the
Oh.
war
to
begins.
take over the entire kingdom.
So we are a walking nuclear bomb. I love it. Okay, back to the game.
So if we
Alright, so we shouldn't go back there yet.
huh? This is
Go back to
good.
Zale.
This also means, Ivan, this also means you and I need to keep a low profile.
Yes, people cannot know that we are
And Suzail.
fucking weapons.
Don't worry. I just whip out a huge makeup kit. I got this.
You
You
and
keep
I.
your fucking hands away from me.
No, you need to look pretty,
Wait.
you lizard bitch.
I'm just fucking stiff arming him away from me.
No, I
Turn
just.
him into an elf.
I'm gonna come here.
Wait,
He has a rhino helmet he can wear around now.
No, it's still ugly on them. Come here.
Actually, I have the rhino helmet.
It looks beautiful on her. You're ugly still.
Honestly, this wouldn't be
Here's
a
some
bad
blush.
time to start doing the technique you've been doing all along and introducing yourself as a completely new person.
that means I need to find
So,
someone
if
else.
we go back-
Knights.
If we go to White Sparrow,
We don't.
then
We
the
don't.
king
Not
sees us, and we present ourselves to the king. Then he's going to immediately start marching his armies towards Suzail,
Yeah, actually,
and we
that
won't have a
suits
chance
you
to
too.
go back to Suzail and
Let's just go.
Now we need to figure out what we're gonna do. This is like a very important turning point.
Let's go to
I feel.
Suzail.
Well, look,
How is this even a discussion?
the way that this shakes out, it's like this. If we decide to go to Suzail, your son remains in White Sparrow. We don't know until how long.
And we don't know what conditions he's being held in White
We,
Sparrow.
we could
but
attempt.
he's
We could
he's
attempt.
safe because they're holding him as bait.
We could
Yeah,
attempt.
but they couldn't be treating him in the best
Here's-
conditions.
I have an idea.
Huh?
The only thing I can think of is that we attempt to sneak into White Sparrow under the cover of night.
Hey.
And we tried this last time, and you let me down.
I think
That wasn't
you
his
mean?
fault.
Actually, you're right. That was unfair. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought.
Freak.
You ran into fucking what did they say his name was? Jenkins, the old one.
I ran into somebody that dispelled my magic. I was planning on
That,
Oh.
that
death.
was a White Sparrow.
That's right. You weren't around.
That
His,
was
his name is Jenkins.
that was Ravenwood that happened.
Correct, but it's not important. You were saying you had an idea.
I think we should head back to Suzail, present the prince's rapier, and do the business we have to do. We're only a day and a half away. We tell them that we saw an army marching south.
We also told Skakis that we would look for the wells of magic under the city.
I think we should do that and do the
Yes,
business
let's
there.
go back to Suzail, and then I
It
can
sounds
go.
like we need to keep
I
up
can
that
go,
end of the bargain as
You
well.
can handle your business.
We
Take
can
my
we can
business
give
and
them a
this
tip
says contend
and
to
say
his.
that we know an army is marching down, so Suzail can prepare for that army coming down.
That would work.
I also feel to keep our options open. If you're asked about Ivan and I, you separated from us, so that we can still go into White Sparrow and talk to them should we need to. We need to keep at least that option open.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, let's
of
finish
course,
our
yeah.
business here so we can walk and talk.
Armaeus, have you found your hamster?
Well, I've been waiting to, but there's a lot of plot going on.
I'm gonna look at Charter and I'm going to take out my hand and. Are you with me?
Yeah, absolutely, Salyana. And he gets up off of his knee and goes and picks up his gloves and puts them back on. And says, what have you decided, boss?
Do you think we should use him to get information on White Sparrow, or? Because if you're the champion there, you're always welcome in the city, correct?
Oh yeah, yes.
I want you to find out any information on the whereabouts of my son.
Do you have the ability to send messages?
Yeah. One moment.
Don't we also know a magic user in White Sparrow? Specifically one with the magical house?
Yes.
I can't think of the name.
Lady Agoraphobus.
Yeah, I think she is trustworthy enough to give us...
Also,
She helped us once upon a time, but she's been unresponsive to Vestamon's requests.
Do you know this lady?
Wait, when
Cora?
was
Yeah.
Vestamon trying to...
Oh, a long time ago.
Was she in the Light Temple?
No, her. If I remember correctly, she
Davis Agora?
was unable to leave her abode because of a sickness.
How about Charter? You find out information on her and my son.
So the one Phoebus Okora?
Very powerful magic user. She has a house that literally teleports.
Okay, I will do my very best.
Does she know you guys by Hammer and Shield?
She knows Vestamon personally.
I can try to see how much it would cost to see if any thief friends of mine can possibly try to get your son out.
I think that's too dangerous.
While you guys are talking, I want to go find my hamster.
I want my son unharmed, that's why.
But his thieves can also get
Okay,
more
go ahead.
information
Yeah,
as
but
well.
this
You
Theos
go ahead and
knows
start
people.
scouting around,
Yeah.
looking
You
for
can
that.
get information.
Hey, no cross chatter, please.
Okay, so you go and start looking for your
Axes.
looking for your axes.
On the stuffs.
Okay, and after if I were to while you guys are all talking with Charter and getting everything squared away, you see Tutu like looking more and more confused and starting to get kind of upset as she finally spots on the fallen troll at the edge of the camp. Both of your axes are tucked into his belt. You grab and snatch them out. You have your axes back.
Excellent. Tutu, come with me.
I'm gonna follow him.
It'll give us something. It'll give us something to do.
And then you're do your
Beelining it into the direction of where the broken trees are, and just straight in the direction I talked.
perception check.
I threw my hamster. Dang, good rolls. 21.
21.
Yeah.
Okay, you're making your way over to the tree. You can see where it shattered out the side, and the bark is missing a little chunk of wood. And kind of looking around, you can see off about 100 feet away where the ground is kind of disturbed. Looks like something is plowed through the underbrush and the leaves.
I clench my chest. All right.
How far off is Armaeus gone, roughly, from us?
He's about 250, 300 feet away now.
I chucked the fuck out of that hamster.
I know. I was gonna
You
throw you.
always do.
I was gonna throw you a piece of bacon to try to lure it back.
I'll start digging the brush out of the ground and just
Okay,
seeing
so you
if I
make
can
your way
find-
over
see
and
if I
you
can
start
find it and
digging.
just searching the area.
Okay, and you can see where it's kind of burrowed into the ground a little bit. It's like as you rake the leaves back and everything, you can see like there's a little hole like where it's gone down into the ground a little bit.
If I peek in the hole, can I see him?
You can see that there's like it's almost like a tunnel where it's burrowed into the earth slightly.
I'm gonna start digging.
Okay, so then after about 2.5 minutes of digging, there's you uncover a little bit of brown and white fur.
I yank him out really fast.
Okay. You grab hold of him and
fuck. Oh, forgot he's heavy. I'm just gonna dig around him until I completely
you
get him
dig
out.
around him. You dig out all around this hamster, and it's laying there, not moving.
Oh.
I poke it. I say Meritos, and I'll pet it a little bit, just like.
You remembered its name.
It's written
I
down.
have a paper.
What's his name?
Meritos.
Yeah.
So you sit there and you poke him one time and call his name. You're like, Meritos? You poke him, let one of the legs kick for a second.
Meritos,
And
you're alive!
But he doesn't move. His eyes are still closed.
Oh, it was a twitch.
Hey, smell that.
Oh, I'm getting
I say,
memories
don't
from
move, I'll be right back.
guy.
And I run back in the direction of everybody else. And I yell, Xenophon!
Yes.
My hamster's gonna die, I need your help.
Alright.
Thank you.
I'll shuffle my short little legs over there as fast as I can.
Use your speed
I
boots.
grab Xenophon by the wrist and I start pulling on her, just like, come on, let's go, and I start running.
You just ran over 200 feet and grabbed her and started running back.
Yeah.
That's impressive. You two have speed boots.
So, again, you guys make your way back over.
Fix it. Please.
Fix it. Fix my child.
Can I see? I can't pick him up. Can
Its,
I?
its little foot moved. It's still alive.
It doesn't mean it's alive. Could have been a twitch.
Tutu, can
Can
you try to
I-
help pull him out?
Can I see if I can check any, like, if it's got any vitals or if it was?
Sure, yeah, do a medicine check.
See if Tutu can try to pull it out.
I'm gonna try and hit the hamster, not realizing.
15.
15?
Why would I know it's heavy?
Dead. It's alive but unconscious.
It's alive. Good news. Bad news. It's unconscious. So it's probably okay.
There's a reason why I asked you to come over here. You got twiddly fingers that make people feel better.
Is she a cleric or a prostitute?
Hey, that's me.
Depends on how much you pay me.
Former.
Forward. I'm a lady now.
Prostitute.
Claritude.
No. A praeric. Prostateric. I don't know.
Prostituteric.
Okay, hang on a second.
I gotta pee.
A doctor.
That's it.
Say again?
Doctor.
Doctor.
You thought about that one, didn't you?
I put a couple of different things together in my mind. I ran through the thesaurus of all of them.
Well, while they're doing that, I want to ask Miss Tutu. Say, you're so big, can you ride a horse or do your feet drag the ground?
Horses aren't really my style. They're, what you think of as a mini horse is what I look at a normal horse like.
The other way
Right.
around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what you see as a normal horse, I see as a mini
You
horse.
know,
No.
you got what I meant.
You can always try.
I would like to. I'm gonna turn around and Ivan! Scream as loud as I can.
Okay. You did.
What?
Get over here.
Come on.
You yell.
Oh,
You
all
yell
right.
you yell 250 feet away, and you're just like, Ivan! What?
I'm just gonna
Come here.
the dude that's still alive. I'm gonna roll him over to his back, run the length of chain through his feet bindings, and just drag him on his ass.
Okay.
Just all the way to the. Shut up! Just making
Okay.
our way through.
Making your way down.
What are we doing?
Alright, I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing on Armaeus, Ivan, and Meritos the hamster.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
Oh,
For
How did she get what?
Good girl.
11 points of healing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
11 points of healing.
Thanks, Xenophon.
You're gonna say
You almost said-
You watch yourself.
Hold up.
Thank
I asked you for healing.
I heal all three of you.
Yeah, everybody got healed.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you
Thank you.
fart knocker.
Listen!
I love that
I
phrase.
haven't heard that. I haven't heard that.
Since Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
Fart knocker.
Did you find Meritos? Is he okay?
And
And then
yes, he's
looking at him.
He's
he's-
alive. Was
his little beady eyes
unconscious.
blink a couple times.
Meritas.
He shakes his head. And he's standing there kind of wobbly.
Take a little piece of bacon out and just waft it in front of him. I had the bacon.
I love you. Meritas, please.
I wanna
You made it mad.
pet him with my fingers.
I
Kind
too
of try to
will.
comfort him.
I too
That's
will
what
do
you
that.
do with
And
animals.
then shoo away Armaeus'
I
hand.
too will do that.
No.
No, I want to pet him.
Is that his finger or the bacon?
Your finger.
It's the first time you've ever heard a hamster growl.
Ooh, yeah.
They mostly squeal when you throw them against a wall.
I promise I'm never going to do it again.
I think I heard you say that before.
Yeah, you said that I think
Yeah.
3 times.
I'm having a moment.
You said that before to that poor little
Okay, next time you throw it, I won't be here to help you.
She will be dead.
I care about you more as a companion than a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I set down my hangman's post.
Meritas walks over and comes up and puts 2 hands on it. And looks back at you.
What are you sure the whole thing?
I poke its little butt. Get on up.
Cool.
So
I'm not trying to push him. I'm just trying to gesture it along.
he just holds onto the edge of it, and he's like, both back feet still firmly planted on the ground. He's holding onto it.
I put the bacon on the thing, on the post.
Oh. He wants some damn reassurance.
It's not gonna happen again. I promise you, buddy.
And puts 1 foot back foot up there, still with 1 foot on the ground.
It's a hamster.
Buddy,
I feel like this
you're
is
my
a
best
TV
friend.
commercial.
I'm not gonna do it to you.
Sorry.
Again.
Ever. Again.
Finally climbs all the way up.
I see him climb up onto his post, and I turn around and walk up. Whatever! I didn't want to be friends with you anyway! Frickin' hamster! Storm off back to the camp.
Damn, she's salty today. What's happening?
I pick Meritas up and the post. Put it on my shoulder.
Okay.
And I say, let's ride!
So you wouldn't be able to pick me up.
Start heading back to the bandit camp with everybody else.
Damn, who did that? Yeah, that was crazy.
I would like to ask one more question to Charlie before I guess we part ways as well with him.
Oh, he's not going with you?
Uh,
I didn't hear what you guys finally decided.
We're gonna
I
go
think
back to
we're gonna have
jail.
him go get information in White Sparrow
Got you. Okay, yes,
by
I did
himself.
hear
And he's gonna go talk to Phobos or whatever. What's up?
So-
Chick's name?
Phoebus, of course.
Phoebus at core. Yeah, we're gonna try and have him get some information on Phoebus as well. But Charter, do you know if I guess my real father Tam knows who I am?
It seems likely he knows he's got a kid, but I don't know. He probably would have put a lot of distance between himself and your mother because, well, she had a tendency to kind of want to strong-arm guys if she thought she had something. So, probably be one of your mother's other weaknesses, one of her other less desirable traits to try to manipulate people. And so, as a result, by keeping her away, he probably knows he's got another child out there. But because her manipulations and her, he probably tried to keep her away, and as a result kept you away too. He probably gave her some gold and tried to pass it off. Who can say as to what a man knows and what they doesn't.
Do you know if he has any other kids?
Oh yeah, he's got 5.
5. Do you know their names?
No.
Are they all the same mother, or?
Well, that I don't know. I mean, it's all grapevine stuff anyway, so. I mean, I don't even know the man's first name. I just know, well, when I go to this town or that, people would tell me stuff about your mother, no matter if I wanted to hear it or not. So, anyway, that's what I know. But, here, do you like jewelry?
Sure.
And he reaches up to his ear and he takes out he's got a single pearl earring that's set in a beautiful gold setting, and he takes it over and goes, do you like this? Isn't it gorgeous?
What is it?
It's an earring.
I'm gonna use detect magic on it.
It's got a very, very strong magical glow about it.
I'm gonna take it.
No, wait. 'Cause I need to do it.
Oh, what does it do?
And he reaches up and he grabs the side of your head and he takes it and just goes and just smashes it through your earlobe.
Ow.
Oh my god.
What an asshole.
And he goes,
Kill him.
hold on, and he reaches back
We have to
underneath
kill
the
him.
back of his shirt and he pulls out a little flask and pours a little bit, and it starts stinging your ear. So he's like, yeah, you know, it's okay. You have to clean it. You have to clean it. And he puts the back on it, and he reaches up to his ear. He's got one that matches on his ear.
Aww.
He reaches up and he shows it to you, and all of a sudden you hear in his mind, in the back of your mind, his lips don't move. He's like, "Can you hear me?"
And I'll do the same. Fuck yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anytime
God.
you need me. As long as you're wearing the earring, we can talk.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'll just nod at him.
Oh,
Why do you guys keep nodding to each other?
This is weird.
Like we're just staring each other's eyes.
After having stabbed you in the earlobe.
Alright, so we're going back to Zizale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Charter, you know what you need to do?
yeah. Without saying anything, he's like, I'm going back to White Sparrow. I'm finding your son, and if I find out anything about Phoebus Okora, you'll know about it.
Please check in. I want to make sure you're safe.
I thought you wanted to kill him.
After he redeemed himself.
You got it. I'm off. And he goes over and the unconscious bowman on the ground, he walks by and he grabs one of the swords off the ground and he walks over to the bowman and he goes and slices his throat real quick.
Good.
and snatches a necklace off of his neck and sticks it in his pocket. And he takes the sword, and as he's walking by one of the other fallen people, he wipes the blood on their pant leg as he goes by, and he picks up a scabbard and attaches it to with a quick flourish. And he grabs his ear and says to you telepathically to your mind, "I'll see you soon," and goes marching off through the wood.
Alright, let's start cutting off some heads.
I'm gonna pull out my portable hole and open it on the ground. Just put the heads in there.
How many heads do we need?
Once
All of them
once
just
that gets
all
all your
body
shit
heads.
in there, filthy.
As long as we
The
don't
more
start
the
growing
merrier.
more, we'll be okay.
Well, hold on. We saw him. I want to walk into the little cabin that he walked in to get the sword and the bag and shit.
Mhm.
Anything of interest in there? I would like to find like a burlap sack.
Oh, there's plenty of them around.
Like
Yes,
a
I mean
full head.
he even pointed at him. He's like, they can put all the heads in a sack, and
Yeah.
he pointed at at a pile of, there's like several crates around and stuff, and he pointed, and there's like a couple of bags.
We can put the bags in my bag. Just make sure it's not a magical bag.
Fair enough. And I'll just grab the first burlap sack.
Yeah, there's like some good heavy canvas, heavy burlap bags that you're able to grab it. It looks almost like something that you would bag weed in. It's huge, fucking huge.
Marijuana.
Can I go to their corral where they got the horses and see if I can find a big enough horse for Tutu to ride? See if they got one of those big horses. Like
She needs a giraffe.
No,
a giraffe.
She needs a giraffe to ride. That'd be pretty awesome, actually.
Alright, guys, let's get Tutu here back to Suzail.
We will ride Tutu.
Since I'm in the loot, since I was in the room that loot was in, though, when I grab the sack and throw it, I just want to give a quick toss of the room and just look for anything special.
Okay.
Pile of it's on the floor.
Okay, let's see. Perception check.
Ooh. Is that a 7 or a 1?
7.
Nope, that's a 1.
Oh.
Plus. So 7 total.
7? Okay, so in this room you can find readily with a quick glance there are 4 bags of grain, two crates that look like there are pieces of fine art in them, 10 pieces of art total, two sets of blacksmith tools.
Ooh. Taking one of those.
Okay. Hammer, tongs. There's one of the sets of blacksmith tools look as if they are silvered. There's silver spikes. There's 10 silver spikes. There's a silvered hammer. A silvered set of tongs. A smaller set of tongs, and then and a silvered pick. So that's like it's almost like a clawed hammer.
Oh wow!
Holy
shit!
There's 2 sets.
That's interesting that they would have silver blacksmithing equipment.
They have what?
Sounds useful for other things.
Correct.
What do they
You
have?
should grab them. I'll hold
they
them
are.
for you.
Ching ching ching. They're already in the bag.
Both of them?
The entire set.
Oh.
Like, no, how many sets are in there?
There's 1 set of silver blacksmith equipment.
Is there another set?
Do you want the other one?
Yes.
Cool. Other
By the
blacksmith
way,
set goes to you.
Have we discussed whether or not it would be a good idea for his thief friends to investigate White Sparrow? See if they can find
information, then...
Well, from the conversation, it sounded like if there's anything revolving your son, they're going to kill him. So they have to be good men.
Well, if they kill him, there's no reason for her to come over, so they lose.
True, but if people all of a sudden start poking around the boy, they might know something's up.
Poking around.
I think thieves are a lot more subtle than a bandit is.
I mainly just want to know if he's safe. If he's safe, that's all I care about. I can wait for a reunion if that's possible.
Maybe that's worth a shot then.
Now, I also have
we need
Charter
to
in contact. I wiggle my ear at all times.
So how about this then? If he doesn't find out any information, then we send in the thieves.
Hey, I know some people.
That sounds good. And I can
Probably a good
communicate
idea.
with him anytime.
What are we doing?
We're
Walking and
going.
talking.
Okay,
Decapitating and looting, actually.
sweet.
You know, as Mother Earth wanted.
Does the rapier that in the velvet look any like? Is it special in any way? I'm gonna examine it.
It's absolutely finely crafted. It is a rapier fit for a prince.
It is covered in poop.
I mean, the hand is in it too, like in the back.
Okay, now tied to the rapier is in a scabbard, and then from the handle of the rapier, there's a black velvet bag, and you pull the bag, you undo the drawstring on the bag, and look inside, and it's the smell hits you right away. There's a hand in there, and as you like kind of look around, it's kind of goopy because it started decaying. But on the hand itself, like on the ring finger, there's a big signet ring that you recognize the city of Suzail.
Yeah, I'm not I'm gonna put that in my hole.
What?
What the rapier and the
No,
whole
yeah, the
thing,
whole thing.
the whole affair is like tying it back up, put it back in.
You can't start shoving things in your hole.
I put it in my portable hole.
Once again, I don't think I need to describe this anymore.
Doesn't King's advertise a portable hole? Wait, no, that's a flashlight. Never mind.
Is this the king's son or nephew or somebody?
He was described to you as a prince of Suzail. That was all the description that you got before he left.
So I guess we get all the heads and we put it in a burlap
so you're able to
sack
collect all the heads. You have
put it in my portable hole.
So it's not be suspiciously carrying around a sack full of bleeding heads.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess whatever if you want to put things in like the silver stuff, we can put that in my hole as well.
I've got plenty of room in the company bag.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fold up my hole and put it in my eye.
Just doing that.
And then I'm gonna flip the eye patch.
Okay, so you're able to take the portable hole. Once you get everything inside, you reach over and grab the edge of it and pick it up off the ground and take it. And it looks like, and as you're holding it up, just looks like a piece of thin black felt, and shake it once and fold it up into a little square and pop it up underneath your eye patch.
I guess we're gonna head back to Suzail with our horses and head back south. And Tutu.
And as you go and look through, like where they do have a couple of horses tethered just outside of the walls. There's 2 horses and a wagon.
You can take those and use them for the company.
Tutu, you ride 2 horses at once.
Like roller skates.
Is the wagon big enough to hold her?
Oh yes. The wagon's actually it's almost like a cargo wagon. She could definitely sit up there and take up the front and have 2 horses pull her.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we can use the wagon and the horses for our business.
Yeah.
Like you said.
All right. I
Yeah,
guess.
you guys can add that to your company inventory.
Yeah.
Enough.
Also, am I still a dragon at this point?
We're going to assume you drop your polymorph state. I mean, that's if you want to be a dragon still. I mean,
I want to be a dragon still
Okay.
and give Lily a ride.
okay.
I
Okay.
want a date.
So we head south.
So the
We're
new
going back to Suzail.
Finally.
So you're going to be riding
In the carriage.
Dorsier and Evie, all right?
She's riding both of them.
No, they're pulling the wagon with her.
She
in
could
it.
probably
She's
straddle
huge.
them at the same time.
That's what I was saying.
Probably could.
But I don't want you to break the horse's back.
No, but if there's 2 of them, it's all.
I mean, weight-wise, I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah,
You
I'm
tend
only
to
like,
like.
yeah, I'm only like.
You never
300
ask a
something
giant
pounds.
her weight? What
Oh
is
my
that?
God.
I'm only like 300 something. Horses. One horse can handle that. I mean, I might be pushing it depending on the horse,
Have
but
It's a Shetland pony.
Have you tried straddling Armaeus's his cross?
Yes.
Yes.
His,
Hangman's noose.
Hangman's
have
post.
I
Famous
tried
post.
straddling your thing?
No,
I mean,
you have not.
Can we try?
But
Armaeus.
it was crazy. On the way here, I actually picked up a cow.
2.
2. Not at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
That's cute.
I mean, I'm a big, strong man, anyways.
I'm sure.
sure.
Well,
Thanks
picked it up in
thanks
your
to this
ego.
necklace, I am.
Hey, do you think when we reach the crossroads inn up ahead, do you think they might be a little mad at us for the cows?
We paid for those cows.
Well, sure, but we left a fucking mess out there. There's got to be coyotes and shit eating all the remains.
I thought the T-Rex ate the whole
Spawn meat
cow.
can eat
Oh, he did.
Why would they
Oh, he
care
fucking did.
if we paid for it?
So
why
what
do
did we
they care
leave?
about it?
Can we assume that we're Yeah,
Yes,
we're
you are
walking.
walking and talking. Yes, you
What
guys
kind
are.
of mess did we
Thank
leave?
fucking
We've
God.
already
We
said
already said
that.
Yeah, we're writing and talking. But
Then we killed the people in the village. It's that easy.
Maybe not.
All right.
Mistios, you're a sick
No,
man.
stick to thieving.
Murder. Listen, if
He's
nobody.
stealing lives.
Murdering is Vestamon's thing.
Listen, if no one's there to see it, the stealth mission was
I don't
successful.
murder people. I just stab them a little bit.
Until they die.
If they die, it's just a side effect.
It's a side effect. It's a slight medical issue.
Vestamon stabbing pill. Side effects may include death.
Contact your local physician today.
See if you can avoid dying today.
So
So you guys are making your way back up again. You just retracing your steps. You exit this. You exit the woods, and again the familiar road begins to take you up. It's actually kind of beginning to get quite dark now. The moon rises. What will be your marching order?
I'm in the wagon
Okay, you're in the wagon with Tutu?
with Tutu.
Okay.
I'm
With toots.
All toots.
Jeremy.
Little toots.
I'm going to take
Big toots.
I'm going to take Golden and pull rear guard again.
Okay, so you're gonna be in the back.
Very back.
I'm
You're-
just keep
you're
eyeing you.
riding,
I don't trust little people.
Whispers.
Oh,
Get to the back of my knees real easy.
Who are you calling little people?
Well, she's
Me and
actually
Sarah
the
took
littlest.
So
I guess I'll be like.
So wait a
kind of
minute.
in the
So
middle.
wait a minute.
That's
You're
my
10
knee.
feet tall and 300 pounds,
3 something.
Yeah.
360.
I don't know. Oh.
and you're
I'm 5
5
foot.
feet tall
And
and
whenever
300
the
pounds.
last time
And
we
300
talked
pounds.
about my weight,
She
I think
dense.
I was like 400.
She dense.
Damn!
That was the last time
At
we
least
talked
we're
about it.
not
I don't
together.
think that's
Because
legit.
you're also wearing dwarven plate. That's the thing.
So between the two of you, it's like 700 pounds plus.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
all of
so
you guys
it's-
should be
Hold that,
pulling
no
the wagon
problem.
too.
okay. So
I'm
So
flying
this
in
is
the air
awesome.
with Lily.
There's 2
I'm
horses.
in the front.
I'm eyeing her
Okay,
the whole
so-
time.
You can eye me all you want, bitch.
That's fine.
It's the beard.
No.
Damn,
it's
y'all.
fine.
Shit.
what?
Nothing. These two. Damn, you too fat. Whatever, bitch. Like that's basically what we're listening
I
to.
feel like they're literally having that conversation in the wagon.
Yeah. The horses ain't moving. You fat, bitch.
Guys, we're not role playing anymore.
I know, but it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
No, I mean like between the two.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, because Taylor and I both so fat. We're real worried.
I'll be behind
You're
Ivan
just
wherever he
big.
is.
You're just a bit. You're not
Yeah.
that fat.
I
You're
want
with
big.
whispers.
I want to
Yeah.
be.
Taylor's fat.
Very. I'll be in front of Ivan because he's gonna be in the very
Okay,
back.
you guys aren't fat. You all are big bones.
Okay. So you travel for traveling for about
Traveling
traveling for about 3 hours. You have to recast polymorph because it lasts an hour each time. But as you're flying up in the air above the position,
I will land
okay,
and then jump on Frosty.
on prostate.
Frosty.
Oh, frost.
Yeah, I'm on-
Okay, frost.
I'm on my
Jump
horse.
on a prostate.
I'm on my horse shaky hooves.
Panic station.
Yeah, well,
Jeez.
shaky hooves. That's the same difference.
Shaky hooves.
Is that,
It's not even close.
is that new equestrian music festival in Atlanta?
Shake your hooves.
Shake your hooves. It's a
Okay, so
EDM festival.
you're all astride your mounts. The first hour you're able to take Lily for a tour up above the treetops, and she's absolutely exhilarated. Is holding on to your neck with her head down and her white hair streaming behind her. You feel a couple times as you go to turn and bank. You get kind of excited as her knees clamp your neck really tight.
While we're riding, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for anything in front of us to make sure there isn't anything.
Very good. I was
Weird.
wondering if anybody was going to do that. Make your perception check.
I've got eyes behind us.
Don't forget,
Okay,
don't
so
forget
make
to
your
cock your hamster
20.
just in case.
Total.
Cock your hamster.
20.
I love that.
Just see what
16.
is on my neck.
16. So during this first 3 hours of travel, as you're ending, as you're getting into the third hour of travel, you think you see some movement off on wood line to your right, and about the same time, you where you notice something goes running across the road in front of you. You see in the darkness, you see a group of 3 smaller figures chasing another small humanoid figure as they go across the road.
Those damn kids.
I smell a mini quest.
I focus. Can I make out what is chasing the humanoid?
Make another perception check.
20 again, total.
20 total.
I don't think I've gotten anything less than a 20 tonight.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah. Shut up.
And just keep it
You knocked my knock.
Can y'all quit that shit? That's weird.
Yeah, I'll do it 27 times. It's lucky. Just being a smartass. So, what do I see?
Darting in between, or darting across the road and then off the other side, you see what looks to be 3 gnomes with axes chasing a dwarf across the road, and
What? Are you on with those
I'm
gnomes
gonna-
pulling that dwarf?
I'm gonna take the reins. I'm gonna
still eyeing
I'm gonna
you.
pull the horses
Big
to a
tooth
stop,
over
and
there.
I'm just gonna yell at them. And I say, "You gnomes, stop now! Leave him alone!"
they go running off into the dark.
They ain't gnomes. Gnomes don't sound like that.
Am I picking up anything? 15?
No.
Undead?
I literally just stand up and just shoot at one of them that's chasing him.
Jeez.
Okay.
With which pistol?
Are you gonna light the way?
I can't.
You like drawing your weapon and firing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
Roll
magic
to-
users
roll to hit.
with you, whatever.
Wait, let's. Oh yeah.
Wait, what time of the day is it?
Night.
It's night. I mean, it's like 9 o'clock at night. You guys are traveling in the dark now.
22 to hit.
Are you cheating?
Okay.
Well, that was
Maybe.
a low roll for me.
He has the amulet on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's my natural stat.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a high dex.
he's got a super high dex.
Gunslinger OP.
So,
Girl, same.
so drawing your weapon is you taking a quick bead and firing into the dark with your dark vision. It's not dark vision. It's
I have dark vision.
dark vision. Yeah. Just and very squarely, and then roll your damage.
Cool.
He dies immediately.
Congratulations, you killed the dwarf.
Boom. Headshot.
For
I'd be upset.
11 damage.
Defensively.
No, 11.
Yeah.
And hits him in the hip, and it spins him around in the air once, and he hits the ground, and you see him kind of disappear into the high grass as you hear this. Oi, Fragwist fell, and it reached back and grab him and begin dragging him off into the high grass.
Alright, so I'm gonna jump off my horse. I'm just gonna start dashing there, like it's charging at full sprint.
And I reload my pistol.
Oh.
Make that very clear.
So there's high grass, there's not like thick wood?
There's thick wood. There's thick wood, but it's like it's he shot him before they were able to make it to the woods.
Got it, okay.
Thick wood.
I think I'm gonna stay on horseback, but I'm going to follow
You say so.
Mr. Yeah, I'm staying on horseback if I can.
Okay. So
He still has a cigarette when he runs. Damn. It's got an addiction.
so they're trying to get this gnome back to his feet when you catch up with him.
Cool. And
Yeah.
I'm going to grab both of them. Well, wait, so it's 3 of them?
There's 3 of them there.
Okay, so one of them's down. I'll pull my bow now, just like, what are you doing?
Helping their
Stop.
already wounded friend.
Why are you chasing the dwarf? I got another dwarf. They won't like that. I'm being serious though. Why the fuck you chasing a dwarf?
By the way, I'm
With
gonna,
axes?
I'm gonna back him up. I'm gonna stand up and go walk over to where he is.
Sorry, I apologize. I don't have 1 arrow. I have 2 arrows. Ready to go.
I'm gonna look around to see if the dwarf is still
3
running.
arrows.
Make a perception check.
But yeah, no, I got 2 arrows. Like I'm ready to launch them. Like
7.
7. No, you don't see the dwarf in particular right there.
Well, I'm just staying by the wagon with the people on the wagon, because
Yeah, I'm still on the road with my horse.
I'm just watching at this point. I want to see what
Please.
happens.
Me too.
Sitting there just watching the
He
whole
tried.
thing.
He tried to take our bucket.
Your what? Your bucket?
Our bucket.
What's so special about this bucket? As I'm just gonna start slowly decompressing the bow.
It's ours.
Oh, go after him then. Fuck it.
I mean, do you have to
Fuck it,
do you have
fuck
to kill someone over it?
Yes.
Where's the dwarf? Dwarf!
Yeah?
No, shut up!
It's just
No, other dwarf, where are you? I'm gonna just start shouting for him.
And there's no response right off the bat.
I'm gonna look around with my dark vision.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, I happen to throw it in the only hole that's here. That is a perception 10.
10? No, but you hear, as you're looking around, you don't see a dwarf, but you hear the sounds of dozens of pairs of boots marching through the woods.
Was this just a regular bucket? Because I hear a lot of footsteps. And I'm gonna start now compressing my bow.
Actually, I look around me. Do I see anything like an army marching behind us or anyone nearby?
No, it becomes very apparent that there are dozens of boot steps coming from both directions.
Is there more? Wait, is there more gnomes coming for this bucket?
They're always after the bucket.
I'm jumping off my horse with Lily and hiding behind a tree.
As you take a look at these gnomes, now you do see there are scantily clad. I mean, there's just barely maybe a whole loincloth between the 3 of them as they're standing there, and they're standing there with their axes, and they're actually pretty fucking ripped.
Why? Oh, listen, it's like, how important is this bucket? Like, is this the only bucket you have?
Look,
What makes the bucket important?
that's not the point. The
If I
point is that it's ours. Look, this dwarven nation and our nation, their ancestors 400 years ago took this bucket. It took us 100 years to get it back. We've had it for 300 years, and we're not giving it up. Blood will be spilled over this.
What is this bucket made out of?
It's wood.
If I give you money, will you just get another bucket?
No, it's our bucket, and they tried to steal it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna yell out, where's their camp? We'll go get the bucket.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
Cass wants to remind you that I'm on it. That I'm cursed. I don't know.
I know.
Okay. I don't know.
But okay, so
let's find out where this army is coming. We hear people coming through the
is
woods.
is this your people that I hear marching, or is this dwarves?
Yes.
To which? Both?
And about this time, you hear this "Ah!" from both sides, and here comes over out of the tree line on one side from down a hill, and from the flats on the other side, there are a dozen.
This is the smallest
a
fight I've ever seen.
A dozen gnomes come charging this way, all wielding axes and clubs, and from the other side, dwarves, and they all look very. Every single one of them look very rugged and. So you make a perception check.
Xenophon, you think you could just apologize?
15.
15? Yeah, they're all barbarians.
So many little things.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to scout out. I'm like, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna put back my bow, and I'm gonna try to find that dwarf that stole the bucket.
I think we ought to
I'm
get
gonna
the
just
hell out of
start-
here and let them fight it out.
Yeah, it's not our fight.
Well, I'm kind of in the middle, so it's like I kind of have to.
If I look at them, can I
You're
see?
on a
Can I,
horse,
does it
aren't
look
you?
like that they're coming?
No, I'm not on a
Well,
horse.
then run back. I'll run over there on my horse and pick you up.
Hey,
Let's
Okay,
go.
hold on.
if I look at them right now, if I look in through the darkness at them running towards this direction right now, does it look like they're coming for us or each other?
They're heading right towards the 3 that are on the ground in Mystios. And
I'm gonna.
they begin, and as they get there, the 3 gnomes that are in front of you, one says, "You're a spy for the dwarves, aren't you?"
Nope.
And then and the dwarves at the same time go, say,
I'm hiding
say,
behind a tree. I'm hiding.
the gnomes have enlisted the help of the dark elves.
So I'm
and
gonna
all 6 of them take a swing at you.
Can I? Do I have a time to throw on my?
They are on you now. They have you've said there long enough
You got 2
that
points.
they are all around you. Okay, so let's see. We've got a 16, a 17, a 13, a 4, a 10, and a 19.
So 16, 17, and 19.
Okay, hits. Okay, so let's see. So one of them was a club for 6 points of damage. Let's see, an axe for 7 points of damage. Another axe for, ooh, lucky you, for 5 points. And then, okay. And as they begin, hold on 1 second. As they begin fighting all around you too, there are now 24
Cool.
smaller people blocking the road in front of you as they are just going to town on each other.
So I'm going to slam on my invisibility ring, and I'm literally going to start jumping on top of heads.
Okay, so as the dwarves cry out, it's like for the honor of the bucket, and they begin just like take swinging at each other.
From the wagon, I just come and go, yeah, for the bucket!
I'm just watching from the road on my horse, like, okay, we can just go around, right?
Yeah, at this point, I'm encouraging Lily to climb up the tree, and we're gonna be perched on the tree and just kind of like watch in amusement.
I'm just watching the fight as well, from the road on my horse.
On your high horse.
Okay, so you're going to try to jump on their heads?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to be like...
To get up.
For the
Yeah.
bucket!
Make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Thank God.
Yes.
20.
20.
Oh, that's up to Lily.
How many do you want me to make?
Mention it.
That gets you up onto the first. That's the first heads. Like, so you're able to jump up onto the shoulders of one of the dwarves that's attacking you.
Another 20.
Okay. Hold up. Whoa. Wait.
Okay.
That's the round. Now we need initiative. Okay. That's. So,
Okay, sorry.
Because, I mean.
So I'm still sitting on my horse, like on the edge of the road, just watching all this happen.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
So
Does
Yeah,
it
me
look
too.
like
I'm
he's
just
starting to
sitting
be
I'm
overwhelmed?
just there watching it happen.
I'm
Okay.
invisible, but there's like
There's
20 and 20 basically.
So
There's
here's
12
the
and 12. There's
12.
24. There's 24, and you're right in the middle of all of them.
Cool.
Yeah, so I just saw you get attacked after talking to him.
And then slam on invisibility ring.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm getting in.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody roll initiative. You know,
Sweet.
it's like if you decide that you want to get in on this.
I'm getting in.
Yeah, why
Can I
not?
pick a side?
Huh?
Can I pick a side?
I've already picked mine. Let's see if we pick the same.
I think I picked mine too.
I hope we all pick the same side. Shit.
I'm picking the side of getting the fuck out.
I'm going to.
Okay,
Gonna
so
have to.
20 to 25.
I got 21.
Yeah, that's what I got as well.
Okay. 15 to 20.
At 19.
19 for Vestamon. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's 13.
Very nice.
We're fighting an army of dwarves.
Barbarian dwarves. and
Barbarian
goblins.
dwarves and gnomes.
Gnomes, sorry.
No, okay.
Barbarian gnomes.
Well,
That's not that.
like Getty said, they're about 24 little jazzies, so.
Yeah, but they're really
Okay.
angry.
Who's
13.
13 as well.
Oh my god.
We have 3 13s. Are you
Ember?
just sitting
Ember?
13.
Oh wow. That's cool and interesting. Okay, so all of you guys are get to go at the same time. Okay.
I got a 10.
I got an 8.
Sure hope you pick up the right side.
Right?
Of course it's gonna be the right
I'm
side.
just saying,
Okay, good.
if everyone dies, it's still a successful stealth mission.
Because you're invisible.
Yes! Well, I'm just saying, no one can talk about it if everyone's dead.
Well, one of them's already fixed.
Okay.
I had 8.
8.
Yeah.
Damn.
Way down
Oh,
there.
big toots.
Big
This
dudes.
is gonna be
I'm
interesting.
gonna watch, stay back, like, fall out a little, people. I'm gonna see how much I really need.
You can
To
just
help
stomp
out
them.
here.
Yeah, can you just stomp
talking
on it?
about.
Just
Yeah.
crunch, crunch, crunch.
I can get the most
Ew, what's stuck in my toe?
It's gnome.
It's gnome toe?
How you doing? Stop!
Excuse me.
Stop!
Excuse me.
Stop!
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Stop!
Excuse me.
I hate you so much sometimes.
I know.
I mean, like, I mean, I love you. You're like my brother. But I fucking hate you sometimes.
Stop it.
Oh, stop it! Don't grab my tongue.
No.
No!
No, don't do it.
No, don't do it!
No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay.
No!
So,
No.
well, this is gonna be interesting. Okay. So, as you make your way up, and they're all lashing out at each other, Salty Eye, what are you doing?
I'm gonna draw my bow and shoot at a gnome.
Okay.
Wait, how high is her dex?
Huh?
How high is her
Oh
dex?
no.
She gets to add her charisma.
That's
roll.
a nat
Oh, no.
one?
That's a bad one.
The same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoots
Okay,
at
roll your
Misthios.
damage.
Okay.
We have the same.
What'd you get?
She got
Is
a
that
nat
gonna be
one.
stealth or normal?
Huh?
Stealth or normal?
I don't care.
Just do normal damage.
Okay.
Please don't make it stealth, because if you hit me.
Oh, she did.
God!
She was like, as you hop up there invisible, she's trying to shoot a gnome and it
That's 5 damage.
catches you right in the thigh. And, and you're invisible. All of a sudden, it's like you see your arrow just stop in midair, and it's
I'd
just
be like, "Oh!"
what the fuck? Oh, and then it dawns on you what's just happened. Armaeus, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pull out my fire afflictive, and I'm going to
You're far what?
fire afflictive, and I'm going to
Phlegothos.
Is what?
fire afflictive, and I'm going
Just
to
accept it.
I'm going to shoot, knowing that Misthios was in the center of all that, even though I can't see him anymore. I'm going to just shoot at like the back side of it, like on the opposite side, try to get as far away from it as possible.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, Killian?
Are you near me?
Yes.
Killian? If you fuck me up, I'm haunting you.
Okay.
You know what? Misthios is gonna be dead,
I'll stealing your honor.
but he will haunt.
Okay.
He will walk around with a peg leg.
What?
Okay.
I'm in.
Let's see. So let me figure out.
Thank you for the host.
Hey, Zach, how far away am I from
Rock Punch, thank you so much for the 58 viewer raid.
Oh,
Hope you guys had a great stream. Devin, hey.
We're fighting gnomes and
Yeah,
dwarves.
we're fighting barbarian gnomes
and dwarves?
and dwarves.
Zach, how far away am I?
Okay,
from
so I need to roll.
You don't need to roll anything. I'll have to make dex checks.
do I have to make a dex?
Well, I'm still rolling for damage, right?
Oh yes. Roll your damage.
Okay, cool.
Roll your damage for the fires of Phlegothos.
3, 4, 5,
Zach,
6,
do I have to roll?
7. I need one more D8 or 6. I mean.
Here.
Thank you.
One of these days, yeah, we're gonna end up doing that, where everybody just like throws their d6s across the table.
Get your calculators ready. That's a lot of ones.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Any day now.
Go.
8 plus 6 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2.
23.
on you.
For 23 damage.
23. Okay. So
Yeah.
What's the save on that? What's the
Half damage.
What's the save? What's
Oh,
the,
dex. Sorry.
What's What's the number though? Do you know?
What's the save number?
What did I have to roll?
I forget this one.
Hold on a second. I got it right here. Okay. Cool. So. And there are on the backside of this fight that's centered around where Mystios has gone invisible. As you aim for the backside, trying to be careful of the blast damage from the fires of Phlegathos. You see 1, 2, 3.
Keep hitting them.
4 of the dwarves and 2 of the gnomes fall just as the blast radiates out and momentarily lights up the night.
I'm gonna yell,
War it is!
I'm gonna pull out my other gun and fire.
Kill you.
Huh?
Wow. I thought we were taking sides.
I'm killing them all.
No.
That's mean.
It is.
He admits it.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Here, take your D6 back. Thank you. And I'll fire my
Use your
flintlock
D6
pistol
used
just at
against your
the
people.
first one in front of me.
Okay, roll to hit.
Sweet. 23
Okay, definitely hits.
for 13 damage.
Okay.
4 more doors.
Bonus action reload.
Okay. Got it.
And I disappear into the night.
Wow.
Wow!
Okay. Vestamon, what are you doing?
Well, I like to cast irresistible dance on them, so they all start dancing. So they all start dancing.
Yes, please.
But since y'all are shooting and killing them, I'm going to shoot a ray of frost on them, on the whole crowd, to make them, to try to freeze them. And
It's
make
not
them
too late,
stop
that's
fighting.
fine.
You know, I wanted to see them all just jumping around dancing, but since y'all always started killing them, I just want to freeze them and just make them stop fighting. So maybe we won't have to kill them all, you know?
I'm just picturing like
I don't
Okay.
care if you kill the dwarves, I just don't want to kill the gnomes.
barbaric battlefield. A fucking hand grenade goes off, their body parts flying, and all of a sudden there's like
What's this? Is
That's what I was thinking. You know, and you know, have them all dancing and singing and just shaking hands with each other. Then the
Shaking
one
hands and
fucker runs
kissing
off with the
babies.
bucket.
Kissing babies. Right. Shaking babies, kissing hands.
alright, what's up?
Okay, what?
So what are you gonna? You're
You
shooting
get
a
ray of
ray of
frost.
frost on one of them.
Camera.
Okay, roll to hit. Plus 13.
Wow. 28.
28 to hit. Yeah, that definitely hits. Do your damage. 1d8.
Yes.
That one, yeah.
The dancing phalanges of like frost damage right there.
8.
So 14 damage to. You said one of the dwarves.
No, he's trying to cast it on
I
everybody.
don't cast it on everybody.
It's ray of frost only works on a single target. It's not
It
an area.
does?
It's not an area of effect.
Oh.
Well then,
Why
So,
do you want to
one,
slaughter the entire war party? I thought we were picking a side here.
Because we're looking for peace here.
so I'm only hitting one of
Freeze
them.
with death
Yeah.
for all.
That's the way ray of
Fuck
frost
the
works. It's not an
bucket.
area of effect thing.
You do like a poison cloud or something like that if you
So,
do a.
I'm not trying to kill these little fuckers. I'm just trying to stop them from fighting.
Well, Ray of Frost.
I mean,
Ray of Frost would probably kill them.
It'll still kill.
Well, I just,
So as you
I just
extend
want
your
to make a gnome sickle out of them.
So as you raise your hand, and this blue-white energy comes out, and one of the dwarves, as he's raising his axe in mid-swing, it blasts across him, and bits of frost go in the as that the fires of Phlegathos are flying down. There's bits of frost. And he's caught in mid-stroke, and he's and it slows his action, and he turns and looks at you, and and it says, boys, they're with the gnomes. Go get them. And
Oh no.
and okay.
All right.
And
Xenophon, aren't you a
No.
dwarf? Come up and tell them we're on their side.
You just attacked one of my people!
Well, he was a little
Ray,
shit.
Ray of Frost. Hey, can you tell him we're cool?
Well, he was
Alright.
okay, so actually
Pun
up first,
unintended.
and actually up next is there's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there's going to be 3 of the dwarves come and start racing down the footpath after you. They make their way up make their way up the road.
Am I still on their heads?
Huh?
Am I
No.
still on some of their heads?
Yeah, until your next turn.
Dwarfs are
Nice.
The 2 that are the 3 that are closest to, actually, Armaeus was in the front, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're making their way towards Armaeus, and
I flex and say, bring it.
as they all swing their axes with a 19, an 11, and a 16 to hit.
11 does not hit.
So okay. So the 19 hits?
And the 16.
It's at 16? Okay.
The thing, Xenophon
For
builds.
8 points of damage and 6 points of damage.
Alright.
As one of them raises his axe up and you're able to dodge out of the way, but unfortunately right into the path of the other
Hey
2
guys,
as they
DM's talking.
and their axes find a little bite, and you're
Ow. They hurt a little.
A little.
and up next we have 3. We have a group of the gnomes. It says, "It's finally here, boys! The war to end all wars!" And one picks up his horn and you hear a cry from over the hillside.
Oh Christ.
A war cry. Possibly a dozen more voices. And almost as in a call and respond, you hear a set of deeper voices from the other side of the road. For the bucket! For the bucket! Bring home the bucket!
You
And
know what? I kind of want this bucket at this point.
Take it
I
home
ain't
as a
supposed
trophy.
to have it, I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
and
Mundane bucket. in
We're
your
gonna kill all of them.
inventory.
We're gonna get the goddamn bucket.
as the gnomes lash out and strike, let's see, one more of the dwarves fall, and
You just gotta kill your people. I'm sorry.
That's what happened. Probably.
up next, Ivan, what do you want to do?
Okay, so from where I pulled the horse to the side of the road, and then Mystios went running ahead, roughly how far would he have gone?
Oh, he's only like 60 feet away.
Okay, I'm going. So since I'm mounted, what's my movement speed when I'm mounted? Is
30.
it 30 still?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get.
You're going to charge on the horse?
I want to close distance between us without.
You can dash 60 on the horse, and it's not going to cost you any action.
I would like to get with. Okay.
But
I'll
here's
use-
the thing, though. If you get too close to the horse, they could kill the horse.
I'm gonna use the 30 feet to get as close as I can without entering melee with any of them.
Okay.
And if I have to be on the outside of it, like on the outside of the fray, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, that'll totally get you there.
I'm gonna turn the horse around and face forward
Okay.
so like the ass is facing him.
Booty!
And I'm gonna ready an action to grab him and pull him aboard the horse if it comes to it.
Okay. All right.
I get the feeling he's trying to run.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
I have an arrow in my knee and I've been hit 3 times.
Sorry.
I'm trying to give you a way out.
Okay. Cool. Now,
Reloading
Mistios, what are you doing, Val?
I am going to start bouncing on some heads.
Okay.
Wait.
Literally,
Didn't
I'm.
we already have a turn?
That was before we rolled.
Oh,
that was
okay.
before we rolled initiative. That was
Okay.
just the fray that got everybody to initiative.
Good job, Mistios.
You're welcome.
Well, thanks for killing my people.
I didn't kill anybody.
Okay, so right, make your acrobatics check.
Just
Okay.
Mario to them.
And literally, I'm gonna I'm gonna Mario Goomba stomp him and just try to like boop, 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 boop.
Okay, cool. So now we got 30 feet of movement. So you're gonna try
So,
to as
Can I dash on top of their heads? So I got 60. Or no, because I have to be on solid ground.
Yeah,
Dashing
yeah, so
through the
let's
nose.
let's,
I mean-
let's
I
just
mean-
do the acrobatics check to get you.
Okay, so it's 16 plus 7, so
21.
21.
Okay, so
No,
you're
23.
you're able to boom, boom, boom.
16 plus 7.
Oh, 23, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 and you're able to get to the edge of the fray. You can get now. You're like literally, you've made your way over, just stepping head to head, and you get right to the edge. Where you're invisible now.
I'm gonna try to pop off my ring and jump.
Well, you don't have to take the ring on and off. You can just activate it and deactivate it with your mind.
Oh,
you
I
have
didn't know that. Oh,
because
okay.
you're attuned to it. It's not
Okay.
taking it off and taking it on.
Okay,
So you can deactivate the ring
cool.
through it just by thinking about it.
I'm gonna deactivate the ring and just go.
So all of a sudden he appears in front of your face. Yeah. Mistios is right as all of a sudden he's just appeared right in front of you.
I'm just gonna jump and I'm gonna grab onto that man or some horse ass if I can.
Okay.
We're gonna ride out.
You've already readied an action. So
Yeah, to pull him up. So we're at least mounted now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take the broken arrow and just snap it off.
okay.
Sorry.
But it's
You've already-
I mean the head is still gonna be in there. I'm not ripping it out.
Okay, we'll allow that. You've already used an action, but okay, you
Okay.
can break off. You can break off your arrow with a bonus action. Fuck
Alright,
it,
cool.
because it's awesome. Okay, so Ember, what are you doing?
Who wants to play Lily?
I can play Lily.
You can play Lily. Come
Yes,
ahead.
I can.
I'm sitting in the tree with Lily, my arm over her shoulder.
Throw
I
Lily.
see frost going off over here. I see like an invisible man playing Mario Plumber here. Honey, I think it's about time we stop this war. Do you mind summoning our new baby boy?
Bombi?
Spomby. Maybe he can make a loud roar and just like dissipate this entire army
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Too many beer bottles in this tree.
You alcoholic.
Lily and Ember had some pregame. So I guess Lily will.
So that's her. No, well, Lily
Could that be
actually.
my
I
turn
actually
if I
rolled
gave
initiative.
up?
I rolled Lily an initiative, so
Oh, okay.
that's you.
Ah.
Lily, give me the ball.
Okay, so you give Lily a pep talk for your action.
Yes.
Now,
Pep talk for the action. Okay, here we go.
and here we go. And another. Okay, this is two. You see, here comes another 12 dwarves from one side and another dozen as they crest the hills and make their movement. They're coming to join the fray.
Hitting them. We'll see.
No, I know what's gonna happen.
So,
Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth.
so that's okay. So 12. So that's 18. So that's 18 dwarf barbarians and 17 gnome barbarians that are now several that are already engaged and more that are running to join the fray. And from the gnomish side you hear bring home the bucket as they're beating the bucket, and from the dwarven side there's like it's like defend the bucket as they all begin to just surge towards each other, and Lily at this time brings forth the crystalline decanter and there appears in the middle of the road, standing amongst all of these dwarves and gnomes, a sudden, standing there in the darkness, she's. There's a T-Rex and.
Good God. Who released Bombi?
Spomby appears in the middle of the. And. Okay. Now we're going to put Spomby into initiative.
Oh my god.
Swami doesn't use like intimidate to see if like it'll dissipate the whole army.
No, that's what we're about to do.
Oh,
I think he's hungry too.
I think so.
Look at this.
Oh,
Next
that's
to me,
beyond
like,
my
you guys
control.
have a T-Rex. Welcome to the party.
Welcome.
Okay.
Cool.
Of course. Oh, did we make you sign that contract, by the way? Right.
And they say, and you hear a number of the dwarves say, or one of them say, the gnomes is using dirty fighting tactics again. Take out the big guy first. And
I'm just imagining a
Jesus
gigantic
Christ,
T-Rex, a whole bunch of
okay.
like little.
and
Like ants.
2 crits and 1 2 for on as the group that's of dwarves that are closest to it begin just swinging their axes at the at Spomby. So this is gonna be kind of ridiculous. You have
Wait, Swami doesn't like get a chance to like have his attack?
he did.
He has
I've
little-
rolled him into initiative along with everybody else.
He has little arms. He can't do too much. What was that?
Bombi will be fine. He'll be fine.
I hope he'll be fine.
I'm sure the dwarves don't hit hard.
They're barbarians. I think they hit pretty hard.
And they just critted. Okay.
It's fine.
As all of a sudden,
He's a T-Rex.
as all of a sudden, with their axes, they and just start hacking away at his legs, and there's all of a sudden a couple of large cuts appear, and the blood begins running down as he and throws his head back in pain, and then looks down at them. Xenophon.
Crap.
She poops.
Scoopy's on our side.
Is he?
Yes.
Have the additional 12 gnomes grouped with the other?
No,
No.
they've still got about another 30 feet before they can enter combat. They're gonna have to use their movement on their next turn.
Okay.
What if we just back out?
How far? If I'm still
The
in the
damage has
park,
been done.
how far away from like the center of the battle?
The very center of the battle, about another 30 feet. So I mean, it's all happening right there in front of you. In between you and the center of the battle, though, there's now a T-Rex that has appeared in the moonlight.
It says I feel like really worried about Zombie.
Well, you should. He probably going back.
No.
Okay, I want to cast Chromatic Orb in between the 2 gnome segments.
Okay.
And it's got a range of 90 feet, so it should...
So it's well within that.
It's
Yes.
probably gonna hit some of your doors.
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
I'll do it anyway.
I'm gonna use it as I think I'm gonna do lightning. That sounds fun.
Smoke those gnomes.
Smoked gnome.
Mmm. Spomby will be pleased.
I might go cannibal for some smoked gnome. Is that cannibalism? Because they're not human. Or dark elf for me.
I mean, they're humanoids.
Yeah, but
Wait. Is Dark Elf like dark meat?
no, we're like a really gross like ornament. So we're definitely like we don't got a lot.
Emergency food supply. Gotcha.
We are emergency. Take the one down that can't fight back.
Okay. So is that a ranged attack or?
Yes.
Okay, make a ranged attack. Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Oh, that's not good. 9.
9.
Yes.
That's it.
Wait, what's your modifier on that? You rolled
For
a 9?
Spell attack is +5. I rolled a 4.
So you hurl this ball of dark gray energy, and the gnomes are moving a little bit faster than you anticipate, and as it shrieks out, they dash past it as it and impacts with the ground, and
Does a whole lot of nothing.
okay,
I didn't kill any of my own people.
2-2, or as they called you back at the prison camp, 22.
Ooh, dang.
Oh shit.
22 times,
That's
bitch.
me. Yes.
What would you like to do?
Well, I guess my first action will be to rage, because, you know, why not?
Fucking rage.
I really want to protect this T-Rex.
Rage against the
I
machine.
feel I identify with the T-Rex.
Listen, if you kill any of my dwarves, we're gonna have a problem.
I'm going to rescue the T-Rex. Whatever is attacking the T-Rex, that's what I'm going for.
No, just pick up the T-Rex and move it.
Just come on, bud.
Okay.
Just manhandle a T-Rex. Wrestle a T-Rex. Good God.
What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
Attacks, use your index.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do my hand axe.
So you're gonna use your axes to attack the dwarves?
What does that say? I mean,
I mean, you do you, but
I guess, because
they're the ones attacking the T-Rex, right?
I want to save this T-Rex. That's all I care about. Lol, people scare me. I'm not choosing sides. I want them all gone.
It sounds like
I
you
trust
chose sides.
one. I trust one. It's the one that sat next to me. She's pretty cool. I trust the one.
Okay.
Just kill yourself.
Okay, so you're able to
Whatever.
so vaulting off the back of the off the wagon and charging forward, using your movement, you take a swing and roll a hit.
Add that.
Okay, so 22.
22 definitely hits. So roll your damage.
I too am wet. 7.5, 8.
That was more like a 10.
7.
No, that.
For 7 points of damage. So this was one that had already been hit once before. So as you leap forward and bring your axe down with a mighty swing, it just cleaves him right through his neck, and one who had cut into the flesh of Spomby's leg falls over, grasping his neck.
And while doing that, I want to be screaming, "Stay away from this dinosaur! It's my friend."
Just like that. So intimidating.
Stay away from him!
Honestly, if I just watched a Goliath just chop a gnome's head off and go stop, I'd probably be like, my bad.
Listen,
Damn
we may have made a mistake.
Okay, Salty Eye.
Wait, she has a second action.
Oh, that's right. She's got another action.
Well, I
The
guess
risk
I'll do
I
that
took
again.
was calculated.
Go for the next
Okay,
one.
my
Okay, roll a hit.
Roll
Damn good tea.
both these higher. Yep.
I got it.
Nat 20.
Oh yes.
She got a nat 20.
Okay, roll your damage.
What about next door?
This one?
You should.
And well, it's been a long time since I've even seen a nat 20. Does she roll it again, or does she just double it?
Double your damage dice, and add the bonus once. You only add the bonus once.
Okay, so 60 plus
5.
9, 11.
Damage dice, roll it twice. Leave the bonus alonus.
The bonus aloneness.
Huh?
11.
11. So the next one, with your other axe, quick uppercuts, and it catches him in the gut, and he turns his attention from the dinosaur up to you, and he's looking straight at your kneecaps for a second. He's like, they brought more than one big one, boys.
Oh
Salty Eye, what are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot another gnome with my bow. Still
Okay.
on top
Another?
of my.
You mean you're first?
I'm going to try not to miss a gnome.
Okay,
This
go
time.
ahead.
No gnomes left behind.
That's. God damn it.
Don't tell me it's another now one.
It's not. It's a 7.
A 7? Again, pulling back in. It flies wide.
I'm gonna go ahead and hide in the bush.
Okay, so you use your bonus action to hide. Okay, cool.
Jump off my
Armaeus.
horse and hide.
Hey!
What do you want to do?
Hang on.
Hang on.
Well, I'm trying to get rid of these guys as much as I can. So
Hold on.
another fire. I'm going.
How many times a day? Let's say. I think he can be used once per day. It's supposed to say once per day.
It does not.
Okay, I'm supposed to say once per day.
Okay, because this is like the second time I've used it today.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you used it in the last fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's alright, we didn't know.
Whoops.
So
Yeah, it's attuned to you, so it can be once per long rest.
They're really small. You can probably hang at least 3 of them at once.
Or you could probably just use your
Hangman's post is
As
just
a-
like a battering
yeah,
ram.
or a club.
yeah.
Just like toss it out into there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna
I hadn't even.
No. I'm just gonna keep using my pistol.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
It's gonna be this guy with Hulk arms, just my tiny pistol. Bang! So, I'm just keep firing on him to try and kill as many as possible. I'm gonna shoot the first one at the first guy I see in front of me.
Good to know.
Alright, for 18 to hit.
So funny.
18 hits.
Alright, cool. For 13 damage.
Ow.
Bonus action reload and use my other gun.
13 damage. Okay,
Yeah.
so the first one that you step up to him, and as he's charging towards you with an axe in one hand and a club in the other, giving a gnomish war cry, "Ah!" and you it just knocks him over backwards in the middle of his charge. He's
Sweet.
down.
Alright, so my secondary action, I'm going. Hold on a second. I have things I can do.
I wish I had a smoke bomb. Goodbye.
I'm going to. Fuck. Okay, never mind. I thought I had something else. Okay, so for my second attack, I'm just going to shoot again, and I got 28 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
Cool. For 10 damage.
10.
Yes.
God damn. Okay, because he's already been hit too. So, and the second pistol just as your pistols flare, and another gnome falls. So 2 in a row. There.
I'm just going to hold my ground.
Okay.
Standing right here.
Okay.
Let them chop at my ankles all they want.
You cannot hurt me, punies.
Bust them on. What do you want to do?
All right. They're coming over both sides of the hill.
Yep. You've
Converging
got a group of gnomes on one side and a group of dwarves on the other, and they're like off in a V. They're both like 30 feet away. They're
I'm
they're
gonna step
about
out in front of all of my comrades and use my staff of wonder.
Oh, so you run up. Okay, so running
And
up the
see
side.
who it hits out there, whether it be gnome or goblin. I don't care. Whoever it is, rabbits. I don't care. Here.
Shouldn't we decide on a side so as soon as we kill everyone on that side, it's just done?
I thought we had automatically decided on this, but
I
guess
did
not.
too. I did too.
Me too, but whatever.
I'm on the side of the bucket.
Yeah, currently.
I want that
Dwarven,
bucket.
I
You know what?
want the bucket.
Let's fight
Why?
for the bucket! For the bucket!
No, we don't
For
care.
the fucking bucket!
Fuck the bucket.
Okay.
Fuck your doors! We're getting for the bucket!
Okay,
They
so
say it's a
as
wood bucket.
Vestamon runs out past all this insanity that's going on, up past Tutu and Spomby, with Armaeus and Ivan off on the right, roll a D100. So that's your D10. That one and the other one like it. Yep, just roll that.
83.
And he takes his staff of wonder and whoosh, and holds it aloft and suddenly disappears.
Okay.
Oh.
And he has cast invisibility on himself.
Nice.
For the bucket!
Find the bucket! Because if we take the bucket, they can't fight each other anymore.
Sure they can.
Or they just haunt us for the rest of our lives.
Is that my action? Is that it?
Yeah, that's what it's. That 80 to 84 is cast invisibility on yourself. So you're out there in the middle of all this melee, but no one can see you. You've just turned completely invisible. Wait, you still have a bonus action, and because you've still got 15 feet of movement.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, it took you 15 feet to get to where you are. So you still got 15 feet of movement and a bonus action. So if you've got a cantrip that can be cast as a bonus action, most of your cantrips are actions, but what would...
I got Mage Hand.
Is Mage Hand an action or a bonus action?
I don't know.
It's been so long since I've used it.
I think it's an action.
Mage's
I
Handimus.
feel like it could be either or.
Good.
Oh, I guess I can look it up.
It is an action.
That's an action. Okay.
Okay. Well, where's the bucket? Who's got the bucket?
Make a perception check.
Where's the bucket?
Oof. Oof.
A 2.
Oof.
Huh?
That's a solid 2.
Solid 2.
What if we grab the bucket and suddenly they're all attacking us?
What if we
together?
destroy the bucket?
No.
We burn it.
No, let's don't do this.
Oh,
They don't-
I want this bucket.
They don't desert. Then they won't have to fight anymore.
This bucket could be very valuable.
What if we make a helmet?
Okay, so I'm just gonna
The bucket helmet.
I'm just gonna hold because I don't
Okay.
know what else to do. I'm just gonna hold right
you
now.
can run 15 feet out.
I'm just gonna, wander through the crowd pissing on their shoes.
Okay. So, as a bonus action, Vestamon parts his robes and begins urinating off into the fray.
That's all I know to do.
All right.
I don't
It's like
know.
scum all over again.
Nice.
Man, I really need to go right
I didn't
now.
know we were playing with gum.
Yeah, it's scum all over again.
Okay, so
Now y'all guys for the.
Where's Ken?
Yes,
What are we
Ken
not
is
here
all
for?
over shit.
Your shit's on my shit. Your poop's on my poop.
okay, so we're actually gonna do this. We're gonna actually handle all 3 of these actions at the same time because we have advancing gnomes and dwarves. They
Seriously, this is not gonna.
enter the fray and begin attacking each other. And again, axes and now some other small swords begin, and they're clashing and swirling about each other. The rest of them converging. It's all out war in the middle of the night in this street with the almost full moon directly overhead now. The sounds and grunts of battle and steel clashing against steel. The smell of iron rich in the air because so much spilled blood. As the 2 of you see, not 20 feet away from you, there's 2 dwarves and 2 gnomes with a bucket, and they're like spinning around in circles, trying to wrestle this bucket away from each other.
Yes.
Now,
The bucket.
Ivan, Mystios, Ember, you guys all rolled the same in initiative. All 3 of you. What are you doing?
We're going after that fucking
I'm slapping
bucket.
the horse's ass. We're
Wait,
charging the bucket.
What'd you guys get?
We all rolled 13.
13.
They
so
all rolled
all
13s.
at the same
Yeah.
time.
Damn.
Yeah. So all 3 of you. What are you doing at the same time?
So,
Slapping the horse's ass,
Yep.
getting us to the left side of the bucket.
and then I'm going to cast dancing lights directly in front of them to try to blind them to make them try to drop the bucket.
And I would like to ready an action to try to grapple the handles of the bucket with my whip at full speed.
You don't know if there's handles on them.
While they're doing
If there are
that,
handles on it.
like how many gnomes and dwarves are trying to attack our precious Spawnbeak?
There are
No one's attacking them.
there were 4 dwarves. Now there's 2, and 4 gnomes that are so.
So
There's
about 6 total.
6 total that are they're no dwarves that are actively engaged in attacking him, and then the 4 gnomes that are now trying to surround him that are flanking him. So
I'm
He's
sorry,
in
I gotta protect Spomby.
Here's what we can do. We can cut the bucket in half, and then they both get a side of the bucket.
And
I
be
want that
useless
That's some
bucket.
bullshit. We've earned it at this point.
Okay.
We're getting the goddamn bucket.
We've spilled blood in this battlefield. It's our bucket.
Okay.
Fuck
So
them.
Okay,
what
fine.
I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Scorching Ray with a quickened spell as well. So 2 Scorching Rays at 3 3 third level spells. So that's 4 rays plus 4 times 2 plus 2d6.
Cool. Excellent.
With everyone that's attacking Spomby.
Okay, so with the people, so go ahead and
I have no idea how to add this up. I'm sorry. I tried.
Okay, well, you guys, okay, so you've already got the horse turned around and you charge off through the crowd, and these gnome and dwarf barbarians that are, because you go crashing through them, and they go and they're knocked to the sides of the road as you split the battle in two, knocking them down with your horse, and the dancing lights appears above the bucket as they're all and momentarily. But nobody is letting go. But they cover their eyes for a moment as you attack with the whip.
I want to try to. So, as we're approaching the bucket, are they pulling on it from handles, or are they pulling on it
From the lip of the bucket, and there's a rope attached to it. There are hands all over it.
So the rope that's attached, I want to try to grab that with the whip.
Roll it.
And then can I help him try to pull it? Like if he's able to grapple it?
18.
Does hit.
And then can I like while he's pulling, I want to try to like grab his arm and like help yank it too.
Okay. So, like with you, because you're already riding 2 up on the horse, and you're and as you extend the whip, and it wraps around the handle of the bucket, the rope handle.
I just want to tuck my arm in and just use the speed of the horse to rip it out.
And with
8 rays total.
with Mystios holding on, you charge forward. Make a strength check with advantage because he's helping.
So it's 16 d6. 16 d. I mean, double check
15.
here.
15.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, 15.
Okay. Okay. Three of the creatures, two dwarves and a gnome, all lose their grip on it. It goes flying. One gnome is still holding on as it snatches him up, and as you're charging through the battle, and he's still hanging on.
I'm just gonna fucking road warrior him and just keep him on the thing.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god, all this for a goddamn bucket.
Actually, can I?
Don't you have a bonus side?
Do I blow my action surge on this? Well, no, that was only 1 attack. Well, would that action been grapple, or would that action have been attack to make that happen?
That was an attack. Yeah, you were.
That was an attack.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I guess I'm gonna. Ooh. There's range on the horses, yeah. We're not just holding by mains at this point.
No, yeah, they're fully reined, and you've got bridle, saddle. I mean, these are very well outfitted mounts that you acquired.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm such a dick. I'm gonna take the hatchet, one of the hatchets that I have.
Okay.
From before the bandit camp.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to, cause like I'm dragging him on the ground, right, with the bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to hit him with it, like throw it at him off the horse. See if we can hit him with it.
Okay, roll a hit.
Yes.
It's gonna be that'll be add your dex.
That's a good
Because
roll.
of the robe. Or no, because of my little bracers. Just gonna
Plus proficiency or no?
Yeah.
And then all of that.
21.
is plus 4.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
roll your damage.
Yes.
Ooh,
And
6
then
plus.
that again, because
2.
I'm doing quicken spell. I'm doing that spell basically twice.
So fucking 12.
12.
Yeah, 6 for the axe, 2 for dueling because it's a 1 hit. Well, actually no, I don't get that, so it would have been 10.
10.
10. Yeah.
Still 10. Damn.
Yeah, 6 plus 4 for strength.
So you Well, keeping the whip tucked, you reach back with the axe and fling it, and it goes and buries in his shoulder, and he and lets go as you now have the bucket and have the trail after you.
He pulled up.
Do I use? Could it be an action to like flick the whip to get the bucket back, or do I need to action surge?
You've already used a whole bunch of actions, so so you'd have to action surge to do that on this turn.
Wait, can I use my bonus action then to try to just grab it as like a grapple? Because I only use my action to. To interact with the environment is usually a bonus action. So I mean, it's usually an action. Okay.
So it
This is probably why I killed an Oni at one point.
I think we got this.
Hi.
all you did was cast. All you did was dancing lights as they were surging forward.
Yeah.
And you
Alright.
reached over and you helped him.
Yeah.
You were helping him.
I'll use my action surge to bring it back.
Okay, because he's still because he's still he's still helping you hold on. You used your offhand to do the other attack.
Yeah, so I'll pop action surge and then just kind of flick it back to me and catch it.
Okay. Just do a general dex check.
For who?
I'm sorry.
Just use a general dexterity check. Just
No, I don't have enough.
8.
So when you action surge and flick it back up, and it comes flying towards you, but it's you're unable to because your other hand was just occupied. It's further away from them now, but it's not dragging the ground anymore. But it just misses your hand as it flings up the road ahead of you, still attached to your whip.
Okay, good.
So, what about these people that are at Spomby's feet?
There's a lot of math.
4 more d6s.
Just re-roll some of the ones you already got.
No, I'm trying to make this simple.
They're about to be fucking barbecue, is what they are.
No, they're not. Maybe.
Yes, they
Who
are.
knows?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm doing this at a 3rd level Scorching Ray spell with Quicken Spell plus my Charisma modifier plus my Bracers per
Ray.
spell. Per ray?
No, yes, per spell, yeah.
Okay, because I thought we already
Yeah.
straightened that out. Okay. So, for the Charisma modifier, can we separate that so it's 1 per ray rather than just 4 per 1 ray?
No, it's per.
So that one would be per ray then.
With the charisma modifier?
Yes.
Do you make a ranged attack for each ray?
Yes.
Then it would then the charisma then the
Oh, motherfucker.
How many more?
Okay, no, that wouldn't be d4s. That would be d20s. I feel like
No, your
I
charisma modifier
Goes on to the
your charisma
damage.
modifier is set.
Yeah,
It's not something you roll
Okay,
for. Your
So
charisma
that's what I was asking for. Like, can we divide them into 4 because I have 4 rays and 4 pieces? Because my charisma modifier is +4. So that'd be +1 per ray rather than +4 per 1 ray. Just to make things simple. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Math is real hard.
No, just wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Haven't we done this a
trying.
few times?
We've done
We
it.
have,
we've
and
done
it's
it-
killed many people.
Yeah, we've done it like twice, and it's killed team members.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I know that's not.
You
the
didn't
point.
kill me. I was.
We've done this before.
I'm
We
still
know how
alive.
this works.
Okay, plus. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna break it down this way. Okay, so charisma modifier, we cannot break that up per ray. Right? We can't divide that into 4 equal quantities.
I'm not sure how. No, it's not how it's supposed to work. But I mean,
So it should
what's
be.
what's the damage without the charisma modifier?
I don't know. That's gonna be a gamble.
2d6 plus 1d6. I'm
Plus
sorry,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 2d6s plus 1 extra d6 for the road.
That would be for 1 of the rays. 2 of the rays, technically, because I'm doing a quicken spell. I'm sorry. Should I make this very simple?
Yes.
I watch.
No. I want you to be able to do this. Okay, so
Okay. I want to do this.
I've
correctly.
forgotten what spell you're casting to begin with.
Scorching ray.
Scorching ray. Okay.
So initially, I have 3 rays, but every extra level I have, I get an extra ray. I'm doing it for 3rd level per.
So you get 4 instead of 3.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I get 4 instead of 3. So
Yes.
I have 8 rays total.
Wait, when you cast, okay. You cast
At
3 rays.
2d6 per ray.
When you cast this spell using a slot of third or higher, you create 1 additional ray for
Yes.
each slot above 2nd. So you're
Yes.
casting it at 4th level.
Yes.
So
For
3,
both
4,
of them.
5 rays.
No, 3rd.
No, 3rd level.
Okay.
Because 2 level would be
4
3 rays. So
you
4
cast
level
3
would be 3
rays.
rays.
Okay.
So
If you cast it at a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you create additional ray. So you're casting it at 3rd level, so that's 3 rays plus 1, so that's 4
No,
rays.
wait. So that's 2. I'm
No.
sorry.
3
That's
rays
3
plus
rays?
1.
Yeah.
4
Yeah,
1.
4.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's all
4.
it is.
Okay,
4
I'm right.
rays.
I'm
4
right.
rays.
Okay. 2d6.
So 4 times, yeah, so 2d6 plus your bracer damage.
Plus my bracer damage, which would be 1d6 extra.
So, okay, so that's 3d6 on each ray.
On each ray?
Yes.
Okay.
3d6.
So on each ray,
So just
Yeah.
roll 3d6.
so 3d6
Plus.
for 4 rays.
You need more d6.
I need more Everybody give me your d6, motherfuckers.
Just roll 3d6.
Wait.
Roll
Okay.
3d6.
3d6.
What's that?
6, 7, 8.
Okay, that's 8.
And then plus
Now roll
my
3d6.
charisma.
Roll 3d6.
Okay. That makes it a lot easier. 5.
11.
Okay, 11.
Okay, 11.
4.
9.
9.
9. Okay, now the 4th ray.
6.
12.
You're very good at this.
12.
You're very good at simple math.
Okay, so 12 plus your charisma modifier is 4?
Yes.
44.
No.
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 Because this is
That's
on
per ray. So it's 8
ray.
plus 4, 11 plus 4, 9 plus 4, and 12 plus 4. And that's what each ray. They don't add on top of each other. That's each ray. So 8, 9, 10, 12.
Oh my god. You miss math.
I know
12.
And I'm
15,
doing
13,
each ray on
13,
an
16.
individual
16,
gnome slash
9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So one dome takes 12 damage, one takes 16, one takes 12, and one takes 16.
That's a lot of damage.
So
Plus we do this again because I'm doing a quicken spell.
I don't think you need to. I think they're already dead.
let's see. So
Actually, if I just withdraw the quicken spell and leave it like this.
One gnome. Okay, 2 gnomes just and they're just scorched immediately, and fall over. One of them is badly burned, and then one of the dwarves who's already down to half damage. So 3 of them are just taken out immediately, and there's one of them that's badly scorched.
Are there any more around Spawnby? Trying
There's-
to kill him.
There's 2 more that were attacking him that have you've definitely gotten their attention now.
So they're gonna attack me most likely other than Spawnby.
There's a threat all around them now.
Okay,
Okay.
well then I'm gonna leave the quicken spell alone and call it a day. Now, whose dice are all of these?
Those are.
The gray ones are mine, thank you. And then the beautiful, that one's mine as well.
Okay. And this is mine. And this is mine. Okay. How do you see why I do that all the time? It's very confusing.
Okay. Good.
Potty time.
Okay. So, as dwarves and gnomes are falling left and right, and Ivan has just gone plowing on his horse through the middle of this battle in the street, knocking these barbarians to the left and right side. You hear a cry as the sound of the scorching rays dies down. You hear a little gnomish voice goes, Says, someone new has stolen the bucket.
For the bucket!
And you hear,
Any chance I can respond to that? He's like, someone new is still in the bucket.
yeah.
The bucket is claimed. Your battle is lost.
And one of the dwarves says, the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. And that's not how that works. Says, none of this makes sense. And
Clearly.
I'm just hiding in a bush like, this is awesome. I shot my friend.
and as you glance back over your shoulder, and the dwarves and gnomes, as this firelight is now dancing from so many things having caught on fire in the night, you see their glistening skin as gnome barbarians and dwarven barbarians begin collecting themselves. They look from each other, they look at each other, and they look up at you, and then 24 gnome and dwarf barbarians raise their axes to the sky, and they're like, for the bucket! For the bucket! And they begin,
And for the
roar! And now a dozen gnome and a dozen gnome and a dozen dwarven barbarians all rage.
Oh
no!
And start charging towards Ivan.
Ivan on
Misty
horseback,
is-
he's doing the fucking whip dance.
Just take off on your
For
horse
the
down the road.
bucket!
Let him chase you down.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, you run, I'll turn around, I'll just start launching arrows.
Just keep on that horse.
Quick note for my mental image. How far from where I'm at on the main road?
30, 60. So you're a good 80, almost 90 feet away from Spomby and all the other shit that's back there behind you.
How far are you, Vestamon?
I'm still back at the wagon.
I
stepped up above in front of everybody,
Okay.
so I'm still on the road there.
As you look back over your shoulder and try to spy Vestamon, you can't see him in all of this. You can't see him.
I was just about
I'm
to say,
invisible.
hand me
Exactly.
that bucket,
You
I can
can't- he
roll
can't see
off
you.
and just activate the ring and just go away.
Does the bucket
Yeah,
become
then it's just a
invisible?
floating bucket.
Well, if I'm holding it, does it become invisible?
You
I don't
know.
think that's how it works.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what if I put it underneath my cloak?
How does that help?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Try it.
It's
Try it while
worth
you're
a
on the-
shot.
It's worth a shot because
have
then
an idea.
I also have a plan too in case this fails.
Okay.
Hey, is this the bucket they put under the seat in the outhouse?
Hell yeah, it is!
It could be.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
ready.
Okay, so what do you? Wait, hold on a second.
Whose turn
Ember,
is it?
We're still on initiative.
Ember just
they're,
went, so it's-
they're all. Everybody has now, everybody has all disengaged.
And starts heading towards Ivan and I.
Yes, and they are all moving towards. Ivan and Mystios on the horse.
Alright.
They have forgotten all about Spomby. They have forgotten all about anything else. All they care about is the bucket.
I actually have a question for the DM directly. The spell Darkness. Can I cast that on a moving object? So, like, if I cast it on us, it's a,
I can't see shit. I don't have dark vision.
well, if we can keep running!
Right into a fucking tree.
Who cares? Who cares?
What use to it for since you have dark vision?
But
okay,
it's a,
now, okay,
it's a spell.
darkness. A magical darkness spreads out within a range of a 15-foot to fill a 15-foot radius sphere. The darkness spreads around corners, around trees, whatever. A creature with dark vision cannot see through this
I can't
darkness,
see it.
and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. So if you cast it on yourself, you are in effect blind.
Yeah, that's
What
not.
behind
That's
I
no
was,
good.
I was just gonna say, let's run into the forest, and then I cast Darkness, and then we just keep going.
I can light the way.
No, don't!
That's an
So let's run into the woods, and then we'll cast dark, and then I'll cast darkness
Okay.
as soon as we enter.
Can we make that?
But then you won't be able to see.
No, if we cast it behind us. So like as soon as we enter in the tree line, we cast
Okay.
darkness. And tree.
Okay, that's not. That's okay. Lily says. Lily says. Spomby. It's dinner time. And the T-Rex looks down. And begins giving chase to the gnome and dwarven barbarians. So now there's a horse racing up the street with a bucket at the end of a whip with a dozen gnome and a dozen dwarven barbarians chasing after him. And now the T-Rex is following in hot pursuit. Xenophon, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna sit in the wagon. I'm just gonna kind of plop my ass in the wagon and just because they're all so far away, I can't do anything anymore. And
Okay.
the T-Rex is chasing, so I can't heal it. So I'm just gonna sit in the wagon.
2-2.
Well,
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do when I get there? They're all focused on
I
you guys.
guess I'm following freaking T-Rex. I'm just gonna-
Oh, you're just gonna chase off the road after the T-Rex?
Yeah.
So
Kinda
again,
wanna
as
see what he
the
does.
T-Rex, you hear the heavy footfalls of Tutu after her as she begins making her way, chasing. So we have this Goliath. Yeah, this is quite the parade. This on this.
I wanna see him still.
Okay. Salty Eye.
How far are they now from me in a bush?
Who?
A gnome or dwarf.
The tail end of the gnomes and dwarves are they're like 60 feet away. The front of this pack is about 90 feet away. I mean, it's like there's 24 barbarians chasing them down the road now.
I guess I'll just shoot an arrow at one of them.
So you're just firing into the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fire
cool.
into the crowd.
Okay, roll a hit
Where's
with
my-
advantage
yeah,
because
my
you're
D20.
roll with it. Roll a hit with advantage because you're hitting.
That is 22 to hit.
22. Okay, do it with your roll your damage with your sneak damage.
Good. 8, 16, 21 damage.
21 damage. So as you and just like indiscriminately not caring, it's like there's just like a mass of targets now. You just pick a head and he head and all of a sudden and another gnome just takes an arrow to the back of the head, and you can see in the moonlight the shaft of the the point of the arrow comes sticking out the other side, and a little spray of blood in the moonlight as he boom and spills into the street.
I'm just gonna say.
One less pursuer.
I'm just gonna say, got him.
Asmodeus.
Is that me?
Armaeus.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna thinking hard about it. Yeah, I'm gonna use my guns. Cool.
When in doubt, use the guns.
Yeah. Think I have.
Have you seen my bucket? It's about this big and it went that way.
I think I'm going to spend a grit point to do Deadeye shot.
Okay.
Cool. So that'll give me an advantage. I didn't really need to, but I just kind of wanted to.
Okay.
So it would really add to this. For 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Sweet.
And what exactly are you aiming for? You
Just a random ass gnome. Just
Okay.
picking them out in the crowd until finally they're all gone.
Okay, cool.
For 12 damage.
12?
Yep.
God damn.
Bonus
Okay.
action reload. Use my other gun.
So as. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
What?
12.
12?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first shot.
My first miss.
Roars through the night, and a gnome and a gnome chugging his way up the street. Oh, with his X-rays, all of a sudden, and he crumbles to the ground. You can see the blood stain immediately. The next one, the gun flares and fires, and the crowd, for just a split moment, parts and to no effect.
Fantastic. I stand my ground still.
Okay, so they're moving up the street now. They're moving farther and further away. Vestamon, staying there invisible. Spomby and Tutu just taking off up the street. What would you like to do?
How far are they away from me?
The rear of them are only they're only like 30 feet away, because they took off moving from you. Were right there in front of you. You were sitting there just pissing on them last round. So
Okay.
So yeah, they're only 30 feet away.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at one of the dwarves running away from the closest one.
Firebolt. Okay. Cool. That's
Because if y'all are killing all the damn gnomes, I'm gonna kill the dwarf. Right. You know,
Who's gonna kill all the goddamn bucket?
Let's keep this all even.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to hit whatever I can get my bullets on.
I just want the
Now it
bucket
seems
at
like
this
y'all
point.
prejudice
Yeah,
against
deserve
the
the
gnome.
bucket.
I see.
okay. So make your ranged spell attack. Roll your d20.
20.
Really? Crits? Hell yes. Okay, so so roll your d10 twice.
The purple one.
This one.
Yeah.
D10 or D8?
D10.
Roll
Four.
one. Roll the.
That's an 8. That's a d8.
Roll the
Roll the
purple.
purple.
Roll the purple one.
Purples.
Purple one.
Sorry.
4
And 6.
9.
So
9.
6 and 4.
that was 9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. That was 6.
Oh, 9 and 4.
So 13 plus 13, 23. So, like keeping pace with them and running 30 feet up the street on the fly, you extend your hand and fire flares from it and hits one of the dwarves right in the back, and he bursts into flames and screams as he hits the ground. Okay. Again, just giving pursuit. They're just charging up the road as fast as they can. That's the whole. They're just trying to keep pace with the horse. They're just trying to run you down. Ivan, Mystios, Ember, all three at the same time. What are you guys doing?
I'm actually going to see if I can use my sorcery points to create another 4th level like spell slot, and then use Wall of Fire and encompass everyone in a Wall of Fire for 5d8 plus 1d6 plus 4.
Including Ivan and.
No, I'm pretty sure I can like scribble around everyone I don't want. It's my magic. I can do what I want with it. Hopefully.
I'm like, I do.
Okay.
So can I do that without harming my own allies?
You can make a wall of fire up in front. You can actually reach the front of this pack of. Yes, if you move up the street, if you use your movement to keep up with everybody on the fly,
Okay.
you can reach the front of this
Okay.
where
Without harming my allies. Yes?
that depends on who you consider your allies.
Everyone in my group. Minus these strange dwarves and gnomes.
So you're trying to capture any of these barbarians in front of the wall of fire.
Yes, without damaging my allies.
You can always try.
So I can't like scribble around it in like a weird half circle or anything.
I mean, you can create a wall of fire that goes around.
Okay. Because that is my intention. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. Let's see. I need a lot more d8s.
8? What?
Yeah. So that'd be 5d8. I think I have 2d8. I have 3d8, 4d8, 5d8! Yay! And a d6. Boom.
That's my damage die. Yeah.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. How are you so good?
10, 14, 23.
You know, you can count for me. I can't
Okay.
count worse shit.
Okay.
So 29 plus that one
3,
plus 4.
26.
So 26 to
26.
everyone within
Okay.
the diameter.
I gotta roll a lot of. I gotta roll a lot of deck saves here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see.
That's fucking low.
4, 2.
I'm gonna get half
Ooh.
as much from a successful save.
9, 6.
I'm sorry. I didn't want it to work out this way. You will be the bucket holder. You keep the bucket.
Okay.
We want that bucket!
Okay. 13 of them fail their deck saves as they just. And the wall of fire just immediately begins to just completely consume them. The 11 that are left that take half of that damage
Hey, I want to give a shout out.
break off to the.
How I Nerd, 34 viewer raid. Thank you guys.
Hey, thanks guys.
Hey, my man.
Welcome.
Hope you guys had a great stream.
Welcome to the fight. The other 11 that are left, taking half damage, duck quickly from the fire and begin running around the sides of it. There was the big U-shaped wall of fire entrapping half of these barbarians, all a little bit more than half, and the other ones split and run around the sides of it. And they're still in pursuit. So they've cut their numbers by a little over half.
So I think we should do the darkness thing.
Yes.
Make it a hard right.
Do it directly on the bucket.
Making a hard right using movement speed to enter the tree line between two trees.
Okay.
And then as soon as the horse's booty passes the trees, I'm gonna cast darkness right behind us.
Okay. Okay, as you're focused on, because it's a dark night. There's almost a full moon. You glance over and inside, under the trees, under the canopy, it's already like pitch black in there.
So if you want to,
So
I can
you
like,
go and
let-
crash. You already crack in and go headlong into the forest. As the horse's hooves go from the hard pack of the road, and you hit the duff of the forest, and it's kind of silenced by all the fallen leaves and pine needles. You can hear rushing water off to your left, like further up the road. There was a rushing river nearby.
We're gonna drown them all.
I'm going to use my action to retrieve the bucket
Okay.
and have it securely in my arms.
So you have the bucket, the
I'm
object of these barbarians' desires, in hand now.
And can I pass the reins, like, to Mystios behind me because he can see? So like I'll literally just like sit on the bucket, just hunker down like a motorcycle gas tank, and he's gonna hold the reins over my head. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure, I'll do it.
Cool.
Pretty
Done.
good, actually.
Cool.
It's a 0.
I reckon.
Better than
Actually, it's better than mine. So yeah, I reckon that's my turn.
Okay.
Wreck it.
And then I guess I'm gonna cast darkness behind us.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
So
grab.
putting your hand out is all of a sudden right at the tree line, just an impenetrable wall of dark,
Shut up.
15 feet across.
Awesome. And then I'm gonna grab the reins and I'm gonna just keep his head down. And I'm just gonna keep looking forward, not hitting any trees.
Cool. All right. So,
Excuse you.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna make you make an animal handling check. That's just you've ridden horses enough in the but I do need to because you can see but the horse cannot. So let's see what happens. Actually, I'm gonna need you to make a animal handling check because you're going to be guiding this horse at full speed through the darkness. A quick animal handling check.
Should I use a luck point?
Do you feel like you need to?
For the bucket.
For the buck, I'm gonna use a luck. I'm gonna use one of my lucks.
Luck it for the bucket.
Son of a bitch! Same roll! 13?
13? Oh yeah, that was enough.
Okay.
It was only a 10.
Oh,
It was only a 10.
Okay.
You wasted luck.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's not like I don't have 2 more.
So, plunging into the darkness, the trees whipping at your face now. From the low-hanging branches, you plunge into the darkness of the forest. Ivan hunkered down over the bucket, and you hear the cries of the remaining barbarian gnomes and dwarves, and as they begin plunging into the woods behind you in the darkness, the sounds of the river off to your left.
Can I see this even with my dark vision through it?
Can you
even
see?
though, like he cast the darkness.
No, as a matter of fact, you with your dark vision, you can see up the road, and you can see the trees that are lit by the moonlight, and even see through into the canopy. But all of a sudden, a sphere of black just appears where they just entered the forest that you can't see through. All of a sudden, there's just a ball of blackness,
Well, let me ask,
inky blackness that you can't even see through.
Interesting.
where Ember shot that fire thing.
Yes.
Are the woods on fire around there?
No, it goes in a U shape down the road, so effectively like the center of the road is blocked.
By fire.
Yeah, but but the fire seems to be emanating all inward, like around the other sides of it. It's not projecting towards the wood or the grasses. It's all projecting towards the road
Okay, that's right.
in a U shape.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay. Where are we?
Yeah. Where are we?
Ivan, Mystios, Ember. Lily's just padding her way up the road. She's just following Spomby as everyone is still in pursuit. Spomby is momentarily taken back by the fire. His fire is very scary to his T-Rex brain. And he looks back and Lily's like waving him over and shows him how to get around the fire. And they go hurtling up the street together. Again, you're still in pursuit?
Yep, still following.
Okay.
A girl and her T-Rex.
Brings us
Sounds like an award-winning movie.
Spomby?
Is this how we
Salty
lose
Eye there.
to?
Everybody's out of range now.
Probably.
What do you want to do? Do you want to give chase? Do you want to get on a just?
I'm gonna get on my horse.
Oh, she didn't get to go.
Huh?
You skipped me.
Oh, sorry, Xenophon. What do you want to do? What
Are
do you?
there any
No, it's okay. Keep going.
Is there any alive? Well,
Any bleeding out or wounded dwarves?
I don't know if I want to do that because then they're gonna attack us.
I'm failing to see the problem.
If so, then we just cleave them in half.
Are there
Yeah.
any
Just-
dwarves bleeding out on the ground nearish?
Yeah,
us?
yeah. There's a couple that are just they're. If you were you know from what you've seen of death that there are several here that if you cast Spare the Dying on them, they would
Save the dwarves.
Oh my goodness, it's a cantrip. Okay.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
my.
jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Alright,
Minnesota!
I'm gonna start.
Have a donut.
I want to walk around the battleground and heal or spare the dying of all the dwarves.
Okay.
Put in a bag.
I'm gonna quit.
I'm gonna spare the door.
Okay, so
You've become a meme. I'm sorry.
okay, so you're able to let's see. Let's see. There's over the next couple of turns, you're able to spare the lives of. You're able to 6 dwarves, 6 of the dwarves that are there. So some of them, their eyes flicker open as the lights extinguish forever in the eyes of the gnomish barbarians that are on the ground near them.
I thought you meant the light from their eyes like gets extinguished and they just look hollow as they wake up. Like, oh god,
Not again.
that's not a life worth living.
Yeah, where's Nameless when you need him?
That's the bucket version of the Necronomicon, apparently.
Okay, so we are now Salty Eye. What do you're gonna go hop on your horse?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on my horse and go like full
So
speed gallop.
making the short trip to your horse and you take off down the road, going around the wall of fire where you had just seen Spomby and Lily go. Armaeus,
Hey.
Vestamon, what do you guys want to do?
Oh, well, I'm on my horse riding up there. Can I go around?
So you hop back on your horse and take off along with Salty Eye. You guys make it around the wall of fire. Armaeus, same thing. What do you want to do?
Wait, so none of them are alive?
No,
Oh.
except for the few that as in the aftermath of this quick battle, Xenophon has gone out and divine energy has spilled from her hands, and she's went to save the lives of some of these dwarves that she feels a common bond with.
Watch them be
But they're not fighting anymore.
That's a Skyclord for
Well, that's
you.
nice. I guess all we can do is just keep chasing, right? I mean,
you could quit. You could quit and go fishing. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
well, I'm just thinking out loud.
I
I'm
didn't know
like,
fishing was an option.
Fishing
there's
is
not even
always
any
an
water.
I would have done that.
I'm gonna go land fishing. Yeah, didn't get anything.
Okay, so what's the deal with the bucket? I haven't been paying attention.
Oh my god.
Right now,
That's
Ivan
usual.
and Mystios, but from the last thing that you saw, Ivan and Mystios had stolen it from.
Okay, so why are we still in initiative if they're all dead?
They're not all dead.
They're not all dead.
All
All the
the
ones
ones you
right
were.
in front of you are dead. They're
Okay,
chasing
how
them up
close is the
street.
closest one then? My bad.
They're beyond the wall of fire now. They've all taken off after chasing after. They've completely forgotten about you. They've disengaged. They're going after the bucket.
Cool. I'm going to dash.
On your feet,
No,
on your horse.
I'm going to.
On your hands.
I'm just gonna be the weird person in middle school that runs on all fours all the time. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm
sit down and scoot your butt along the ground like a dog.
No, I'm just gonna run through the fire and catch up as close to them as possible, and I'm going to use my gun to just pick them off. I have 120 range.
Okay.
That works, right?
Feet range.
There.
The feet ranges.
Okay. You had seen them. You had seen them. They all plunged into the tree line, and they're all giving chase. You saw a black a sphere of magical darkness as you saw Ivan. And
Well, I
Mystios
saw the
on a
direction. I saw the direction they ran in, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just run
You
towards.
guys were gonna give chase. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You can see a few gnomes and dwarves
Okay. Cool.
as they're pursuing into the.
Well, I'm all about equality, so I'm gonna kill them both.
I hate you.
Pull out my pistols. I'm just gonna go for
None of you
one
are
for each of them.
healing anymore.
Black, black.
Roll to hit.
Yes,
I
I
didn't
need
kill
my
any of
20 back. Thank you.
Find a new cleric.
It's okay.
Becomes a falling.
For the first one, 24 to hit.
Yep.
Sweet.
Is that a thing?
Bam. For 9 damage.
Okay.
Cool. Bonus action reload, use my other gun.
Is there such thing as a fallen cleric? Because there's like a fallen paladin. Is there such thing as a fallen?
There's clerics in the grave.
Necromancers?
I think if they fall over.
Wow, that was really
You want to
funny.
be a necromancer?
So for the second one,
Yes, start
ignoring
losing
that.
the dead. We lose our healing.
Okay.
We lose our mercy.
If you die, I just
oh, 27 to hit.
27?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits.
Sweet.
Bam!
That's
The only thing I did was step on your brother.
that's tough roll.
No
For
damage.
10 damage. Just don't laugh at me.
So, as again, the quick reload in. Both hit. One finds its mark as another gnome, and another dwarf takes a shot in the shoulder, and but he staggers and keeps running as they all move into the forest after the two of you.
How's it going?
And all they can. And all they can do is pursue.
We see everything.
We know all the secrets.
All they can do is pursue. They have no ranged attacks, so they just keep pursuing you.
I say we go about 1.5 miles into the forest, and then we just try to jump over the little lake, or jump over the little river, stream, whatever it is, and just circle around.
You're driving the horse, bro. I'm just protecting this bucket.
Cool. So I'm gonna do exactly what I just said.
Oh no.
Do you want to, I don't know, observe the bucket?
Yeah. So
Okay, so we're back to the south. We're
Okay.
okay. Salty Eye, Armaeus, Vestamon is still pursuing. They move. Ivan, Mystios, Ember.
What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna yell to Lily, just have the T-Rex eat all of the gnomes. Leave the dwarves alone. Just eat all the gnomes.
They won't know a difference. They're all
She's
tiny.
like, right, got it.
Adorable.
No.
since I'm sitting here hugging this bucket like a
Fucking
football,
leave.
Yes.
I want to use my action in this case to investigate the bucket.
Okay, cool.
Is there anything special about it? Do
It
I
has a
pick up
hole
any,
at the
do I
bottom.
pick up anything from it? Does it make me feel weird, fae, feed, undead, anything like that?
Okay, so as you're plunging through the forest and you look at the bucket up close, the little bit of light that's spilling through the trees, and you're looking and you're feeling for any kind of it feels old, and
You have a splinter.
you smell it, and it strikes you how profoundly fucking dumb this is. That this seems like me like a really, really fucking ordinary bucket.
Mystios,
Hi.
this whole time we thought that the bucket was something special. They're just fucking idiots.
Did you really
Hold on.
Something special?
We deserve the bucket though.
Pour some water into it.
Fucking what? There's water over there. Just fucking.
Okay, so then
I yell, just destroy it. See how they react. No. Please.
They're already all like
So
dead anyway.
so here, we're running right next to a stream. Scoop some water up into it.
So you're gonna turn the horse towards the river,
Yeah.
towards the sound of the water.
Yeah.
So getting the idea to fill this, so you tug on the horse's reins, and it goes crashing from out of the tree line, and before you is a gorge, and it's about 300 feet across. And it's about a 50-60 foot drop to the water below.
Yes!
There goes that plan.
I'm glad you didn't try and
This
jump
is
up.
this is the river you crossed earlier.
Oh.
You
From
realize that
Templeton?
this is there should be a bridge nearby with a super friendly troll.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go give the troll the bucket.
Ah! Which way do I turn?
Away from the edge.
Fucking not that way.
Ah!
So deciding to go back towards the.
I actually want to run along the side of the river.
Okay.
So
So here, out from under the tree line, you can see the edges of the rocky gorge and stone outcroppings, and the tree line. It's like the moonlight is spilling here, and you can finally see again, in the moonlight, as you can see like little white caps on the river below. One real quickly, a quick animal handling check again.
Here we go.
11.
11, cool. You're able to, as the horse is, and the horse throws his head back and whinnies as it goes crashing, and one foot just hits the edge of the gorge and rocks off the side, and you can see the white caps on the water from like little rapids from the water down below. As you look up ahead, and they're about 120 feet away. Is the edge of the bridge.
We're going to the bridge.
So again, giving chase, and the horse making its way galloping up. The sounds of the remaining barbarians behind you. They're screaming chants about the bucket. For the bucket.
As we're riding for the bucket.
And as they're chasing as fast as they fucking can. They're falling behind somewhat.
Kicking really hard.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious as to how far away are they from the horses themselves?
Because we're running.
Huh? The horse is going at a full-out friggin' gallop, and they're like falling further and further away. They're about 120 feet away, where they were 30 feet away when they started this. Now the horse is outpacing them, but now they're about 120 feet away from the edge of the bridge. You guys are just right around the corner from the rest of the party. Is just right around a bend in the road, and the bridge is right there.
Yeah, I want to just keep following the road.
Okay. So, eventually you make it to the edge of the bridge, and as the horse's hooves hit the wooden planks of it, you see you can see on the other side of the gorge, resting against his guard shack, Templeton is over there. He's leaned up against where he collects tolls, his little makeshift toll booth from fallen timbers and woods. He's asleep as the river is cascading and roaring underneath.
Hi, bye! Templeton, wake up! They're trying to steal our bucket. I feel like it's just like, you know, the meme of the kid who runs past the camera and he's like, "I'm a giraffe! I'm a giraffe!" That's what we're doing right now. They're trying to steal our bucket.
Okay. So as you call out to Templeton, and he looks over his shoulder and sees you coming, and almost with a start, you see from the other side of the river,
No.
There's a very strange, kind of almost annoyed look on his face as he's looking across the bridge at you, and he sees who's pursuing you, and he turns and looks over his shoulder and picks up a heavy club and begins running forward to swing as a half dozen dwarves descend from the other side and begin hacking away at the ropes on the bridge, and you feel the bridge begin to give in one spot.
Oh, I'm gonna kick the shit out of this horse and be like,
how far across the bridge are we?
That's where we gotta call it.
That's where we're calling it the night!
Oh, no.
What?
We're gonna Indiana Jones some shit!
What time is it? I call shenanigans.
It's 12:30.
I feel like we have an
Oh, oh, my belly doesn't feel good right now. Ivan's afraid of heights. This is bad.
Hey, this won't be the first time I've been thrown down.
Being a bitch.
This is literally a cliffhanger.
Bum, bum, bum!
Oh, God.
Literally a cliffhanger.
It's like everybody on the East Coast has got to go to work tomorrow, so.
Fair enough. Yes.
Everybody on the West Coast is like, fuck it.
Yeah,
Fuck, let's take another margarita.
Yeah, let's stay up, man. You know.
I want a mimosa.
But
I'm not letting this bucket go.
No,
Stop
dude.
that right now.
I don't even understand why we care so much about the bucket.
I
It's-
don't either.
I think we just wanted a battle and we fell for the trap.
I think it's legitimately magical and we're all succumbing to it.
That,
Like-
or we're gonna
That's
take it.
magical property.
Or we just haven't
Plus-
been we haven't been around it long enough to realize that it's enchanted.
Or,
it's cursed.
or when we put water in it, it gives us gold or poop. It's 50-50 at this point, guys.
It's an old ass bucket. It's been around
Or
for
maybe
400
if you were
years.
better students of history, you would know what the fuck this was all about.
Fair. Fair.
Dude, I like your dice bag. That's awesome.
Yeah, you like this? Man,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is
You know, I haven't made one.
I should know this by now because I've told so many people. Fizzy Fun Times .etsy.com. She makes these fucking awesome chainmail dice
That's
bags.
awesome
really
as
cool.
Yeah.
shit.
Fizzyfuntime.etsy.com. They can look for her shop on fucking Etsy because these fucking
Not
these so
sponsored, but
fucking
we want
dope.
to be.
Here, check it out, man.
Oh,
Is that not fucking badass?
cool
Yes.
as shit.
I've got the only dice bag at the table that'll stop a goddamn bullet.
Let's test it.
Can't let our dice get shot.
Man, that fucking fight.
What a great
Be a
time.
shame if all your dice were to disappear.
It's so funny because it started out as one of those things where it's like, oh god, that's a lot of gnomes. Oh god, that's a lot of dwarves. I see you getting in. I'm in. And
Oh
then-
god, there's more!
Oh god, there's more. And then it's this bucket. It's like,
Ah, yes.
And what the fuck is up with the bucket, man?
I don't know why I want it. I literally don't
It's
know.
because we
Serious
know we
dice.
can't
They're
have
like
it, so we want it.
So we stole it.
I like these ones.
The secret
swear.
ingredient is
I like
thievery.
the light one.
Like literally, I mean, it's like there's just some gnomes chasing the dwarf across the road.
Yeah.
Why are they even worried about it? I don't know.
The only reason why,
You guys had to go get wrapped up in a fucking barbarian
to
war.
be fair,
over a bucket.
Killian shot him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it started it, yeah.
blame it on Killian.
They're barbarians fighting over
Worth
a
it.
bucket, for Christ's sake.
That was ours.
Do you think they care? We shouldn't care.
No,
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for the subs and the follows and the raids.
you're welcome.
This is a nice bag.
Hey, is Touchy still here?
No, he
No,
left a while ago.
Damn, I wanted to tell him I love him. Damn it.
Flip that.
Avocado.
It is an avocado.
Avocado.
Well, yeah, hey,
Okay.
everybody, thanks for anybody who stuck around and watched this
Hey,
fucking.
we're gonna throw a host out to Batty. He plays D&D as well. He's not playing D&D, but you can talk about it with him. So
I like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, Batty.
I'm gonna make her.
Make fun of his hands.
Oh, and if there's anybody out there who likes to talk shit on the internet, I know there's a lot of people in the D&D community who don't participate that, and I appreciate that because I'm like a really mellow guy on the internet. But if you like to talk shit on the internet, definitely check out Batty's stream because he'll talk shit with you all day long. I mean, if he flicks you off, it means he loves you. So
Yeah, it's true.
I'm gonna,
he's a really cool cat.
I want to make a request before the raid hits.
yeah.
When we get in there,
Too long and I had to
all of you spam. He's a broke dick shitter.
Broke dick shitter.
Broke dick shitter.
Make sure he knows.
Because he
Broke
knows.
dick shitter.
Should.
Broke dick shitter.
He'll get it,
But-
and it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
So thanks for sticking around and thanks for hanging
Hey guys,
out with us. It's
if you haven't followed the channel yet, feel free to do so. We're here every Sunday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Sunday, never miss a week.
Yeah,
Unless
my
we
my
all
penis fell off 3
die.
times last year, and I still didn't miss D&D.
Broke dick shitter.
Broke dick.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Where's my dad?